3, 2, 1, and we are starting. Hello, everybody. I decided to do a sort of impromptu, almost improvised birthday stream. I'm not so used to do live stream by myself, but I hope it can turn out good, nice, and have a nice time. Just see the chat for a second. Thank you, Rich. Hey, Dusan. Hi. Thank you, Dusan. Pep, thank you. Hop on if you like. I will drop the link in the chat right now. Hi, Keith. Thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you for everything. Let's drop the link. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. Okay, this is the link if someone wants to join. So let's start talking about the scent of the evening. I will start with the aftershave I used. It's fine recruitments. It is American blend. This we have talked about it yesterday on downstream. Scott, Mr. Clean, talked about it. It's something inspired by Yves Saint Laurent Rive Gauche pour Homme, and I think it's yes, in the same line, very similar, but it's smoother. It doesn't have that typical Rive Gauche metallic touch. And the scent of the night is Roger Gallet L'Homme. It is not what you would typically use in this time of the year. This time of the year, it's something more suitable for spring and summer. But I mean, we're inside, so it's really a great aromatic fragrance, spicy aromatic. The mint is not so extreme in the initial blast, like Lacoste Booster, for example, or what was the other one? Extreme minty. I don't remember, but there was one I have that has an extreme mint blast in the opening. Probably Pasha. The minty version of Cartier Pasha. This is something that can be compared to maybe Diptyque or the Minte, but it's not a fougere. That's a typical fougere. This is just an aromatic fragrance. It lacks the characteristics of a typical fougere, or it has something in common with Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mal, but it's not sweet at all. It doesn't have that vanilla, that sweetness, that heavy dose of tonka bean in the base. It's really a good average lasting fragrance for summer, spring, summer, early fall. Heinrich, Acqua di Parma Colonia. Thank you for the happy birthday. Great fragrance. Colonia is really a staple, should be a staple in everyone's collection. Pep Floris 1962, classic. Floris never misses the target. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, okay. We will do a live stream on Instagram from Milan when we will be both there in about a month. Thank you, Steve. Hey, Berto. Thank you. Thank you, Carl. So, drink of the night, Union Radler. It's literally an almost alcohol-free beer with grapefruit. It's really good, refreshing. Another thing that's not very suitable for the season, but I like it every once in a while. It's good and it has basically no alcohol, so you can indulge in this guilty pleasure, kind of guilty pleasure. So, cheers. Texans, yes. Let's talk a little about Texans since we're in the argument. It's I think probably the most important fragrance expo in the world. Last year it has been postponed to June. I was there. It was postponed because of the pandemic. Unfortunately, it came out to be one of the hottest weekends in the season in Italy. It was around 35, 37 Celsius. It was really freaking hot. And but the show was great. I met some great people, and yes, I think this shows are more about the people you can meet than the fragrance you can test, because yes, I mean, it's a fragrance show, and of course you are there for the fragrance. They are all niche brands, the most important, but some that decided not to be there. But I mean, the occasion to meet people you know from YouTube or from Instagram, from the social media, people that you may only have this chance to meet in a lifetime. Yeah, for example, Pep. He lives in Australia. I live in Italy. How many chances can we have to meet? Probably will be this and maybe another one in the whole lifetime. So that's the great thing about this kind of shows. The people, it's all about the people, in my opinion. Hey Anuj, thank you. Hop on if you like. Melissa, same. Oh, Holly, hey, thank you. I hope you and Joe can open later. Oh, and here is our guest. Hi, Joe.
Hello, sir. Happy birthday for real this time.
Thank you.
I've said it to you probably 100 times over the last year, but this time
Yeah.
legit. So
yeah, that's one. That's one of the reasons I'm hosting this stream to let all the people in the streaming community or usually also in the chat to wish me happy birthday at the right time for once.
yeah.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Earl Grey tea in my Conjunction Junction mug. I don't know if you remember. I know you said English was originally your first language, but do you remember Schoolhouse Rock and stuff like that? That would be on Saturday mornings.
Schools of Rock. It was the one with how's called? Don't remember Jack Black.
Oh no, that's the movie School of Rock. The Schoolhouse Rock were like these little cartoons that would teach you things when you were small.
No. I don't think we had it here, or maybe I was already too old for cartoons.
It could be.
Well, I'm never old enough for cartoons, but there must be cartoons from the 80s. Those Japanese robots we grew up with.
Yeah, Melissa's saying it is a U.S. thing, and I just, I figure maybe somehow maybe they call it. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it wouldn't make sense because they taught us about like the Constitution of the United States and all that kind of stuff. So,
Oh yeah, probably. Yes. Yeah. We had something that was adapted to the Italian situation, but was mostly Japanese cartoons. Everything here is dubbed. So even the movie songs, the movie soundtracks are. For example, The Lion King. From Disney, I think the original soundtrack, the song was by Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
Here we had it remade by an Italian singer.
Oh, okay.
Ivana Spagna, and that was a great song. But you mean it's strange when you have all the dialogues in Italian and a song in English. So they redo everything. I think they should leave some space, like in other European countries, for movies in original language. That's how you learn a lot. For example, I have relatives in Norway and in Oslo, and they have. Their national TV broadcasts movies in English without subtitles. So, and in fact, everyone in Norway speak English much better than we do here in Italy.
Yeah, I don't think it would work for me. I'm not that bright, so I don't think I would pick it up no matter what. Like I barely get through the English language, Alex. I got to be honest with you.
No, that's not true. We all have our personal inflections, personal accent.
This is true.
And yeah. Thank you.
I believe he is the originator of Happy Birthday, Alex. I think I think he started that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we used to get the Japanese cartoons, like we would get Star Blazers and Battle of the Planets and stuff.
And the creator of Star Blazers, who also created Captain Harlock and Galaxy Express, has died this month.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, was a Japanese cartoon writer. I was sorry for that because Star Blazers was one of my favorites. My favorite cartoons. One of the best the best songs. By the way, the intro song was
it was good.
Really good.
I'm actually surprised they haven't like turned that into a feature film by now, because that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, they have done that with Captain Harlock. It generated an offsprings of cartoon movies, a lot of them, sequels. It's going on and on and on, more or less like Star Trek.
Yeah,
Star Trek, it's an infinite series of. I don't even recognize the characters now. If I see a Star Trek movie now, my memories are of Captain Kirk, Spock,
William Shatner. Yeah, they. I was watching. Over here they have Paramount Plus, and there's a new Star Trek called Strange New Worlds, or I forget, something along those lines. And they have a Spock on there. It's some guy that kind of just looks like Nimoy. But it wasn't bad. It felt it's supposed to be the crew right before the crew that and so Captain Pike and all that kind of stuff, and it was actually okay. Morlocco's saying I was at Linda Blair's apartment yesterday, or he was. I don't know what that means. I wasn't at Linda Blair's apartment. I don't even know that broad, unless he's talking about the creepy warehouse that I was in, because I was in a creepy warehouse.
Oh yeah, I've seen the pic on Instagram. Yeah. When you're photobombing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Al put me up on there. But yeah, I did an Instagram live. That warehouse dates back to like the 1800s, and my buddy owns the whole property, and so we went upstairs, and it's this empty, dark, creepy, like loft kind of area. It's like 3,000 square feet, and he rents it out. I guess he leases it to artists. So we were up there just trolling around and stuff. So maybe he's referring to that.
Yeah, probably. Yes. Yeah. Well, nice that your buddy has that property.
Yeah, it's been in his family since then, and it's just been passed down, and so
you can also rent it for movies or TV series.
Yeah, he's got a few buildings on it that he doesn't even use now. He makes guitar picks now. There's a company called Pick World, and that's his. And so they make guitar picks for all the bands when they tour here. And so
I'm used to Dunlops.
There you go. So, but yeah, he has a few buildings that are just sitting there empty, and he's talked about turning one into a brewery and stuff like that, which would be very cool. But
well, could be a nice location for a zombie movie.
Yeah, no doubt. If you saw it, it's the whole place is kind of creepy.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I was talking about the scent of the night. What are you wearing tonight?
I am actually wearing Bogart signature.
Oh, today. Great.
Yeah.
Great fragrance.
Yeah, I love it. It's cheap, and it just smells great. I don't know that Allie likes it too much, but I like it.
Oh yeah, well, that's the classic 80s powerhouse. Lots of pine, lots of oak moss.
Yeah, it's just old.
I'm wearing something minty and out of the season, but
Oh yeah, what is your weather over there? Are you still like in the winterish kind of stuff?
Yeah, it has been pretty warm and rainy for the season for the last weeks. But yesterday the wind came back, and Trieste is a little like Chicago. Winds up to 100 miles per hour. Gusts. They broke my window.
Jeez.
Actually, last night while I was on downstream, and
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, it's really hard, really hard to tolerate sometimes. But it comes 3 or 4 times during the winter. The wind comes directly down from Siberia, from Russia.
Oh, wow, man. So yeah,
It's
it's kind of weird. Like I always, when I think of Italy, just because I've never been there, I always just picture kind of warm temperatures. I don't know why. That's just always been my thought.
Yeah,
And
usually it is, especially in the south.
mm,
In the south, you see many times on the news that on New Year's Day in Sicily, you have pictures from the people are on the beach
yeah,
because they have around 15 to 20 Celsius on New Year's Day. It happens, but here in northern Italy, we are
mm,
close to Austria. We are close to former Yugoslavia. It's pretty chilling.
yeah. I guess because a lot of times when I see Italy, I am seeing it in like I just watched White Lotus season 2. They were in Sicily, and it was sunny and warm, and the beaches and all that kind of stuff. And I
Yeah,
think every time I see it in a movie or a show, it's in a location like that. It's probably
yeah,
why.
but it's more or less like in the USA. I see pictures of these days, pictures from Florida or Southern
Mhm.
California. They are on the beach. They are in swimsuit or short sleeves, and but then you have Minnesota,
Yeah.
Wisconsin, and but JJ told me that it was incredibly warm in your part of the.
Yeah, a couple
Oh,
days ago we had it was 76 degrees here Fahrenheit. So that's pretty much like a really warm spring day, and everybody
yeah,
got excited. And then today it was 34 degrees
yeah,
Fahrenheit.
because I mean, I'm used to that the East Coast, the East part at least on this season. You see New York, you see Boston. There are usually -10 Celsius and
Yeah,
snow.
yeah,
And now it's almost spring.
yeah. It's been
The climate is going crazy.
overall this winter has so far been pretty mild for us. Like it's not been as bad as it usually can be. So I can't complain, but
Yeah,
uh,
probably Minneapolis citizens are raving about the global warming.
yeah, they had a while I was in Florida, there was like a polar vortex that came through, and the temperatures here were apparently, everybody was telling me like I got out at right around the right time, and then when I came back, it warmed back up again. So I was glad to be in Florida when I was.
Yeah, I remember years ago watching NFL matches between the Vikings and the Packers, and
Hmm.
it was snowing.
Yeah,
You can't even follow the game because it was snowing so hard.
yeah, yeah. You can't
I
see
don't
through
know
the camera.
how they could play in that kind of situation. It's
And then the fans that still sit in the stadium in the
yeah.
middle of all that. It's insane. Not me, man. Not me.
Yeah, at least you have a better situation in stadiums. You don't need to take care of that. You can go as a. Oh, it's almost a party. You don't have hatred between opposite supporters. I don't know. Maybe if you see a match between the Yankees and the Red Sox, probably.
Yeah, there's certain, like the Philadelphia fans are notoriously just really bad. Everybody knows it. They when Veteran Stadium was still the place. I mean, it's been torn down now, but there was an actual jail in
Yeah.
Veteran Stadium for people who did things during the games and stuff. So
no, here we have to keep the opposite supporters separated. We still have no, they are separated directly from their homes because we have special trains just for supporters. They bring you to the town your team is playing. At the railway station, police take you up, load you on a bus, bring you to the stadium, and lead you into your terrace, your section of the stadium, which is completely separated from the other. You can't get in touch with the opposite fans, which is usually why you go to the stadium if you're a hooligan.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so that's much worse. I mean, I've seen like soccer hooligans and stuff like that. So, you know.
Yes, there was a big problem in the 70s, in the 80s, then when things got really bad because as long as was opposite fans and the police who got involved in riots, okay, tolerable. When innocent people, families got caught in the middle, no, that's not okay, and that's why I was involved in hooliganism, and that's why I stopped. I mean, no longer. That's not for me. That's not right. That's not the thing to do. As long because it was a sort of honor code between us. I mean, we are against you. That's between us, nobody else. And there was an unwritten rule: if the police charges us, we stop fighting and we take care of them. Then we then we go on. But when innocent people, and there was an episode. Luckily, nobody died, but there have been children injured, and that was too much for me. I said no more. I don't want to feel even the moral responsibility for this kind of things. It's not good. It's absurd.
Yeah.
Now I think it is really absurd. Everything I did. I mean, to risk an injury for a football match.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's after the Super Bowl, there were videos of guys destroying their own televisions because the Eagles lost, and I
well, I can understand that because that was a disgrace. I mean, that last yellow flag. I mean, if that was hand holding, I'm Donald Duck.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
I mean, that referee is blind, is stupid, or is corrupted.
Yeah, I think it was I'd have to say corrupted, because it was so clear that it was not, loaded.
I mean, he just put an hand on his back. That's not an holding in my book. That's not an holding in everyone's book. I mean,
and it's
clearly someone knew that the Chiefs had to win, probably.
Yeah, it's one thing if you caught it at the wrong angle and you thought that's what you saw, but then when you review the footage and you still say, no, that's what happened, that's where it kind of gets a little weird. But
yeah, I mean, that's probably they would have won as well, but that
it just looks bad,
Yeah, it cut the time, and it gave them some yards forward to a touchdown line, and I mean,
Yeah.
after what we have what we have seen in NBA years ago between the Sacramento Kings and the Lakers, you know, suspicion is you can be
Yeah, you don't
suspicious
want to.
that
Yeah.
something is behind that. I mean,
Yeah.
that was really a disgrace because I'm not saying that the Chief didn't deserve the title, but the Eagles deserved it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they were a great team this year.
Yeah.
You know.
The only positive aspect is that I can say that my team, but the Bengals, has lost against the champions. So. But it's not a great consolation.
So you have any birthday plans? Anything you're planning to do? You getting yourself anything?
No. I just took 3 days off work.
There you go.
So I can recover because I've been under great pressure this last month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a lot of overtime, a lot of new responsibilities. In fact, I was not hopping on streams as much as before. I wasn't even following because I couldn't. I was just outside to work because now we will have regional elections in early April, in a month. And during the political campaign, we have a resurgence. We had a resurgence of the anarchist movement, and university, of course, is a sensible target.
Mm-hmm.
They are continuously attaching papers on the walls, which is forbidden, and we have to take care of that, constantly patrolling all the site. And it's hard work. We are just in free during the night. And,
is there a lot of violence attached to that movement? The anarchy?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
The anarchists have never been a violent movement. I mean, they're not terrorists.
Oh, okay.
But they have put bombs, but they were not meant to kill anyone. They were only meant to destroy properties. They hate the private properties. And but they have a leader which is in prison now, that shot someone in the legs. He didn't mean to kill him, of course, but that's a little too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little crazy.
No, and they are revolting because he has been sentenced to life in prison without appeal, and we have a particular code in law that was meant for the mafia convicts. That is total isolation.
Oh man! So for the rest of his life, he's completely cut off.
Completely cut off. Wow. He can't go. He can't have an appeal. He can't ever go out of the jail. The sentence can be converted to home arrest. That's the penalty for mafia convicts.
Yeah.
And to compare an anarchist with a mafia mobber, I mean, even okay, he shot someone in the legs, but mafia convicts have smelled children in the acid.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
Yeah,
and probably that code of penalty is a little too much. I mean, there is no reason for it. I mean, is compared to a terrorist, okay, because he shot someone. you can you can sentence him for life in prison, okay, but I don't think there is a need for total isolation.
No,
And
that seems pretty harsh.
yeah,
Like that that over here, I don't even know if that could ever happen. But I mean, I would think it would be reserved for like maybe a serial killer, like
yeah,
not a guy
yeah.
who committed one thing. Yeah.
Serial killers are also in that regimen of
Mhm.
penalty, but and then you have you should see the jails. I mean, some are in islands just off Sardinia,
Mhm.
completely inhabited island, just like Alcatraz.
Wow.
Another is in Milan, and it's completely how to say it? It's built underground.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you just see the wall and the offices.
Wow.
The jails are underground.
No
You have
sunlight,
no
no anything.
sunlight for the rest of your life,
Wow.
because you don't even have that hour outside
That's crazy.
in the court. No, nothing.
Wow, man. Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, but uh, you see movies like The Godfather,
Mhm.
Goodfellas. You have a romanced kind of idea of the mafia.
Yeah.
We take it seriously.
Well,
It's
you have a bigger problem. Like over
Yeah,
here, we don't the Italian mafia really isn't what they used to be here, but yours always like I remember there was a judge and they blew up his car while he was driving down the road
yeah,
and I remember seeing there was a crater in the ground that looked like
yeah,
a mess and I was like, "Wow, holy shit," like that is
yeah. That was Giovanni Falcone in
yeah,
Sicily. They made all the highway blow up,
that
and
was insane.
he was killed. His escort of policemen was killed, and many other people got injured because he was not the only one on the highway. And just 1 month later, the other judge that was collaborating with him, they put another bomb and under his mom's house, because they
Wow.
knew he was going to meet his mother. And and then again he was killed. His escort of policemen and many people that was passing in the street was heavily injured as well.
Yeah, see, your mafia over there was a whole
Yeah,
lot different than what ours was. I mean, ours was bad at one point, but it's nothing like that. Smelly is
yeah,
here.
no, yes. I'm sorry we exported it worldwide. It's a disgrace, but at least we took it seriously. Now in Italy, you don't see any more scenes like that. People are shooting themselves in the streets or putting bombs.
Yeah,
It's not disappeared. They reached another level. Now they introduce themselves into the upper echelon of the government. I think
yeah,
the industries, they reached more power, just like the Japanese yakuza.
yeah.
You never see them on the streets, but they are in the position of power.
Well, I
They
think
can
that's
come.
the key. You
Yeah,
got to get into those positions. Like here, when the mob was really big, they had politicians in their pocket and all that kind of stuff.
oh,
And
they always had, but
yeah,
now they've learned to leverage the power without the violence in the street.
yeah, yeah.
That's
You,
uh, that's
you have
pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't think so, but at least you don't risk any more innocent casualties
yeah, and
in
that's
the
kind of
streets.
important.
Yeah.
You have a happy birthday. I was going to say from Smelly.
Yeah, I done. Open when you want.
Yeah, there was like a code that they tried to live by. It wasn't just what was in the movies. It was you didn't try to affect any civilians. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of like you were saying with the hooligans. It's between
Yeah.
them, you know, and don't get people's children involved. Don't be, you know, all that kind of stuff. But
No, they used to get to have that was the same here, but if they have an account to regulate, they did it in the streets, no problem. Or they retaliated against the family of the opponent of the traitor. That's you know, you have families completely wiped off because one mobber decided to collaborate with the police and the government.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Unfortunately,
that's
what happened.
Yeah, it seems like that. You know, I see what goes on a lot of times with the cartels. You know, where
more or less it's the same.
It's similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah. They are still pretty violent. Well, we we are over that, but you know,
yeah.
Sometimes someone disappears, you don't know why, but that's
you
that's
just know
what
you
happened.
won't see them anymore. You know.
No. You know, at least no innocent is caught in the middle anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. At least we feel because even when I was in Milan for university, there was resurgence of terrorism. There was the Mafia period in the 90s. The early 90s was still that, and I mean, you didn't feel very safe going on the streets. You know, anything can happen.
Wow.
Now, just no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't think we ever reached a point where you had to worry as, you know, going out on the street. You know, I don't think that, at least not during my lifetime. And they existed. Philadelphia was a huge hub of mafia, you know, but it was always directed at one person or a group of people and not, you know, nobody else that was a bystander. I don't even recall if there was any stories I can remember where a bystander was killed or anything like that.
No, I don't remember either.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard stories from the United States, but it was not about the mafia that involved. You have a different social situation. For example, a friend of mine was in New York because he had relatives in New York, and he went to visit. One time, well, you know that the tube in New York is pretty complicated, even for locals. And he stopped at the wrong stop, and he found himself in Spanish Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it was pretty scary.
Yeah. Yeah, there's certain places that can be pretty sketchy.
Yeah, or like Kensington, you told me Philadelphia is not really a safe place to go around for a stroll.
Yeah, there's certain places you just not a good.
You just avoid that, and that's it. I mean, usually. I mean, here usually locals are locals. I mean, they have their own spot in town. You know, you don't have to go there and annoy someone, and you're safe. You just don't go there. And if you go there, you behave to the rules. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's usually a general rule. Like if you depending on where you're at, but if you're not, drawing attention to yourself, if you're not, being
Yeah,
obnoxious, and usually you're fine. But
yeah. There are places in Milan you don't go around at night wearing a Rolex.
yeah,
That's
well,
not
yeah,
safe for you.
right.
Like I think there are same thing in New York or Philadelphia or Los Angeles.
Yeah, I was watching. Apparently, I guess it's a big problem in the UK, the watches, and there was a video I was just watching of a guy really get savagely beat down for his watch from the UK. I think he was in Birmingham or something, and just they beat the hell out of this guy just for his watch, and they were saying it's a big problem that's happening. So I think I wouldn't be wearing my watch out in public, but then again, what's the point of having one if if you can't run
Yeah,
it?
we also have those so-called Rolex bands or Rolex mobs. Here
Mhm.
are people that are going around town searching for people who wear a Rolex to rob them, but it's
Seeing Norton's out there, Dan's out there living dangerously now in the UK, flashing his Rolex, getting screams about it, making himself a
yeah.
target.
Yeah, but he lives in a pretty safe neighborhood, so I don't think it's quite town. I mean, if he goes to South London, to Brixton, or places like that, Hackney or Tottenham, he wouldn't probably wear his Rolex.
Yeah, this is true.
Ah,
That's why you wear. That is why you wear. Heinrich is saying that's why you wear a Casio.
yeah,
You
I
know.
had. I have a couple of Casios, one G-Shock and one I bought when I lived in Cairo, in Egypt, which has the Arabic numbers.
Oh
And
wow, that's cool.
it's a good memory. I mean, I have an Omega, but it was my grandfather's, then my father's, then now is mine. It's just a family object,
That's cool.
but I don't think it's really valuable. I don't think it's worth more than $500. Probably not that much. It's not
Yeah.
thousands. I had a Rolex actually, but I lost it like a dumb idiot.
So
Because
how'd you do that?
yeah, I was on the beach. I went into the locker rooms to change and wear my swimsuit. I took it out. I put it on the shelf. I put on my swimsuit, packed my bag, went out, forgot it on the shelf. I was back 30 seconds later. It had already disappeared.
So it was somebody's lucky day, but not yours.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much what happened there.
And it was my parents' 18th birthday present.
Oh wow.
Needless to say, I never got another one because my dad wasn't happy to hear that.
I wouldn't imagine so. You know,
Mm.
that's crazy. Yeah, I only there is no Rolexes in my family. Nobody nobody passed anything down to me or gave me anything. So my uncle was dealing fake Rolexes for a while. He was selling them, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
I've seen there are a lot of copies
Yeah.
online. There are sites that sell them. They are they're also pretty convincing.
Yeah, his were his because the second hand moves smoothly, and his would do the tick 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 thing. And I
No, no,
think,
no, no. They also make it
oh, they do make
with a
their own tick then.
mechanic. They
Yeah,
they do with a mechanic movement, but they sell not for really cheap. I mean, 300, 400 euros. You can
oh
you
wow.
can get a mechanic Bulova or Invicta or Seiko for that price. I mean, Someone says, yeah, it's like the dupes in fragrances. It's not really the same. I mean, you can use a dupe to get an idea or how a niche fragrance could smell, a rough idea. You don't buy a fake Rolex to have a rough idea of how a Rolex works.
No,
I mean,
no,
before,
smell's different. You know,
yeah,
smell is just, if you're buying a fake Rolex, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same in that you're trying to have something you can't afford, I guess, in both cases. But I don't know. I mean, to me, you know, there's an art to a real Rolex that is not going to be there in a fake one. And the fragrance, I guess you could make that same argument, but it just comes down to a smell. If it's similar enough for you and you don't want to spend the money, because sometimes there's cases where they're like, well, I could buy the real thing, but this smells just like it, so what do I care? You know,
yeah.
but that's not kind of the case with a watch, I don't
No,
think.
I can understand if you have the real deal, if you have the real Rolex, you buy a fake one exactly identical, because you live in a dangerous place, or you know you're going to go in a dangerous place, you don't want to risk to be robbed. At least if you're robbed, you're losing 300 or 400 euros, and that's it. And you still have the
real one,
11,000 euros one.
Yeah.
That could be a good idea, but you can wear a Casio instead.
And I know Aram wears a Casio. He's very proud of his Casio.
Oh, this is another guy from Trieste. Thank you, Filippo. We have quite a community online. People from Trieste. We are in two.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Considering how small and how on the border and out of the spotlight we are, that's great. We also have a couple of niche stores who sell different brands. So we are pretty covered up. Then we have a couple of Sephora's, other chain shops.
Yeah, I guess the main shop around here for all the niche stuff is Perfumology in Philly. There's places that sell, like, I mean, you can get some things here and there, but they have like the biggest collection of niche there out of
it's pretty famous. They also organize conventions, meeting with perfumers. I know because I'm friends on Instagram with a girl from Pennsylvania, not from Philadelphia, but somehow in the middle of the prairies towards the lakes.
Yeah.
And another guy from North Carolina, and they both go to Philadelphia to Perfumology when they have to buy some niche fragrances. And they're talking very, they rate the shop very highly. It's a really great place.
It is, and the thing I like about it the most, because most of the places around here, if you go in, they have somebody that's gonna spray it on the stick for you and let you, you know, and then they're trying to push it on you. For Perfumology, you just go in there, you go up and do whatever you want, and they leave you alone. And that's what I kind of prefer. Yeah,
that's great.
You know,
I mean, here, unfortunately, here in Italy, there's still this culture. Then the sales assistant has to assault you. I remember going into department stores. When you just look at a jacket, you already have 7 sales assistants. I mean,
I
leave
had
me
that
alone.
happen Neiman Marcus does that all the time. You go in there and they just descend upon you. Like if you just even look at a bottle, they're there, and it's trying to pitch it to you or trying to pitch something else from the house to you, and it's just like, hey, I just want to check this out. I don't, if I want to buy it, I'll come and I'll get you. Just leave me alone.
Oh yeah, that happens also in the duty free shops and on the border with Slovenia. You go in, you look at chocolates, liquor bottles. They leave you alone.
Yeah.
When you go near the fragrance shelves, bam, they are immediately there. I don't know if they get a percentage on fragrances or whatever, but it's extremely annoying.
I think they must, because I had one when I went down to Florida to move my daughter into her apartment, and then I was heading back and I stopped in the Neiman Marcus near the airport there, and this girl, she came up and she's showing me, she's coming up with Amouage Reflection, and I was like, I have that already. And then she came up with Side Effect, and I was like, I have that too. And so I was trying to say to her, like, look, you don't need to pimp anything to me. I know kind of a little something about this. And she was running because I mentioned what did I want to try? The Jubilation from Amouage, and it was at another counter, and she's like, I'll go get it. And I said, no, it's not really a big deal if and she's like, no. And then came back and then she was like, so do you think you want to buy it? Like, so I think she had to be getting a commission because she was working way too hard for, me, who wasn't showing a whole lot of interest in purchasing anything.
Yeah, because there are, I think there are two things that can lead to such a behavior. Either they get a commission, or they're scared you're robbing them of some bottles because I don't know.
You're saying I look like a criminal, Alex? Is that what you're getting?
No, but that happens to me all the time on the duty free shop on the border. I look for chocolates. I look for everything else. You only need to get served by them if you shop for tobacco products, cigarettes, and tobacco packages, because now the European community want them hidden behind the curtains, because if you don't see, probably you will be stopping smoking, they think. Okay. And I mean, those people in the European Parliament who issue these laws are paid 20,000 euros a month. I mean, a 3-year-old kid could come up with something very similar.
Wow.
So I would kick their asses all the way from Strasbourg to here to say, hey, I'm not stopping smoking because you hide the cigarettes behind the curtain, you dumb ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when so to buy tobacco products, you have to ask them. But for everything else, it's pretty much a service. Just for fragrances, when you reach the fragrance counter, my God, it's like flies on the shit.
Yeah.
They can. I don't know. You think I'm a thief that we steal those perfume bottles? I have 300 bottles at home. I know more than you. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how, like I said, with that last one, I was just trying as politely as possible. I was like, I pretty much, because there's not really anything in Neiman Marcus that you haven't seen a million times,
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I know about all these things. You don't have to spend time. Like I was trying to tell her, like, hey, I'm just waiting for an airplane. I'm only in here killing time. I was saying everything I could, and she just kept going, have you tried this one? Have you tried this? And I was like, So I eventually gave up. And I was like, all right, just pitch whatever you have at me.
Yeah, you take a look, because sometimes you can find good bargains and good deals.
Yeah.
it's a good
Well, and
idea.
that's the it's kind of funny you mention that, because we bought, when I did get, like, this was months back now, I did pick up Reflection from Amouage, and
That's a
then I
good
came
one.
home and found it on Joma Shop for like half of what we paid, for less than half actually. And I was like, well, hell. So I brought it back, and she's like, you're going to get ripped off online. You're going to get ripped off. And I was like, they're okay. I've checked with several people. And she's like, no, they can't be selling it for that cheap. They can't, and I'm like, well, they are, and I have it, and it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, that's I bought a tester of Reflection for about I think 100.
Yeah. Yeah, we
It's
paid
a good price.
yeah, that's better than I did. It was damn near, it was almost $400 in Neiman
What?
Marcus. Yeah,
My-
it was like $390 something. And Allison actually bought it for me. She surprised me. We were there, and then she comes over and she just bought it. But it was $179 on Joma Shop, which, I mean, you
Yeah,
can't beat
but
that.
I mean, Neiman Marcus is robbing you, because it's I think no more than 250 euros retail price on Amouage site.
Yeah, and that's what I was like, $390. Like, where's that coming from? So
Yeah, and since euro and the dollar are pretty much the same value, I think probably
they're close, I think.
270, maybe $280 on the Amouage official website,
Right.
official store. So
Yeah, and that's why I was, no, that's way too much money. And I felt bad, because I get she wanted to get me a gift, but I don't like people spending that kind of money on me. So I, that was, I had to.
Well, you spent a lot for her, for that amusing Minnie Mouse.
Minnie Mouse, yeah. Yeah, no, but that was kind of like a collector's kind of thing too. So, besides, I don't know. I feel like if women buy, this is my male chauvinist coming out, but when women buy me things, I don't like it.
Well, if it's for your birthday or for Christmas, it's okay. But yeah, I'm more or less on the same page. I like to be the one who buys gifts.
Yeah, just I feel
that's the way we grew up. That's the way we've been taught. That's our way of being men.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and I just feel strange.
But I think real women still appreciate the kind of traditional mannered man, because the ones that want us lowered to just I don't know, even half men.
Yeah.
To say it, are toxic women, those kind of extreme feminists. They're not even feminists, because a feminist doesn't hate men.
Yeah, no, that's a whole different breed of thing.
Yeah. They are literally not even feminists, extremists. Let's call them extremists. That think their men are useless, and they want sort of zombies around, spoiled of every male characteristic.
Yeah, any male characteristic somehow becomes toxic masculinity.
Yes.
It's like, no, that's not how it works. It's just the differences between us.
Yeah. I don't know. Just sometimes nasty things happens. Like I open the door for a woman, and she says, "Hey, I can open it myself."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had one. Yeah, I had that happen once. One time a woman did that.
Okay.
She's like, "You don't need to open the door for me," and I was like, "Okay, well, fuck you then. I want, I don't want to open the door for you ever again."
Mm.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
but when they need a man for something, they call a man. So I mean, your toilet flush is stuck. You call a plumber, a male plumber. No, now you fix it yourself.
yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Allie about that. We were at a function and the women there were kind of trashing their men. And she said, you know, when they got to me and they asked me like, what does he do that drives you crazy? Like what? And she said, nah, we just get along. We're good. And they didn't believe her. But I think, you know, the sitcoms and stuff with our entire lives, men are presented in these shows as bumbling idiots. They can't do anything right. They're constantly trying to not get in trouble. And I think at a certain point, women start to take that in subconsciously in some cases. And no matter what, we have to be an idiot. Like the man has to be a moron. He has to be an idiot because I think that they're just so used to seeing that. And it's been forever now. Like every show, the husband's a moron and the wife has to fix everything.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, that says a lot about the woman because you're a little embarrassing yourself because that's the man you picked.
right, why are you with him? You know, if he's that
Exactly.
much of a loser, what are you doing? You know? So it is
Yeah,
strange though. It's just seems to be something that is so commonplace that, you know, we'll just say men are dumb, our men suck, whatever. And but you're still with them, you know, and they're still your guys. So I just think,
yeah.
yeah,
So
it's strange.
uh, probably you aim at a superior upper echelon kind of man, but that kind of man keep rejecting you
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
is not interested in what you have to offer, probably. So you either stop complaining or go fuck yourself alone.
Exactly. Well, I actually have to run because my son, for some reason, is trying to get a hold of me, and he's out in Los Angeles. So I'm gonna give him a call before it gets because it's getting later here than it is for him. So I'm gonna get running, but have a great remainder of the birthday here, Alex.
Thank you.
And I was glad to stop on and have a
Yeah,
conversation. And
I was happy to have you on.
yes, sir. I'll be even though everybody's yelling at me because I canceled at the last minute last week, I'll be resuming my stream again soon. So whenever you want to jump on,
Yeah,
you know, swing
yeah,
by.
I'd be happy to jump on your stream. Usually are very quiet, very nice, very.
I
I mean,
try to keep it, you know,
yeah, no drama, no hassle.
yeah.
That's great. That's how should be always.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, you have a great night and
Thank you.
have a great rest of your birthday celebration there for the next 3 days.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. See you.
Bye. And so we are here. I will just stop for a couple of minutes. I need to go to the bathroom and see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back. And I would go back to talking about exams because I think this year the brand list is very interesting. I'm opening the website, so I can tell you something more about it. I'm pretty excited that I've read that Xerjov, for example, will be at Texans. Will have a booth at Texans. Xerjov is a very interesting brand. I have bought this summer a sample set of 4 fragrances, and I like them all. But I want to explore the brand a little more because what I bought, I had Mephisto, Casamorati Fiero, Neo, and 40 Knots. They are all great fragrances, but they're not. They're. I think I can describe them as more designerish side of niche fragrances. They're really pleasant to smell, very good. Performance-wise, they are great. Especially was a big surprise for Knots because it's slightly on the sweeter side compared to what I'm used to wear. But I liked it a lot. It's very gently, very refined. It's not that bubblegum sweetness you find in cheap designers like, I don't know, Versace Eros, which is not a poorly made fragrance, but it's not my thing, of course. It's a very juvenile kind of fragrance. But I want to explore more about Sergioff. Especially, I was almost tempted to blind buy a Tony Iommi fragrance just because of Tony Iommi, which I'm a big fan of. But I wanted to try it beforehand, since it doesn't come cheap, of course. And my local store here doesn't have it at the moment. So I'm looking forward to Xans to test some more Sergioff because I think it's really an interesting brand. And then another brand that I see sometimes nobody speaking about that on YouTube really, but I see fragrances from this brand pop up on Instagram every once in a while, and it's Malbrum. Malbrum is I think it's a brand from Norway, a Norwegian brand, and from what I read from the notes breakdown, I think they are pretty interesting. They are very interesting. I would like to buy. I was thinking about buying a Discovery set, but since they are at Exans and I will be there in a month. I mean, I can spare that. It's not very expensive, but why throw away 30 euros if I can test them directly in Milan? I'll just drop the link. Just drop the link again, so if someone wants to jump on. Oh, let's see. Alexander does nice one. Simple mixture of those majority too sweet for my taste. Yes, exactly, Filippo. I've tested Naxos. Naxos is not for me at all. I mean, it should be a tobacco fragrance, but it's sweetened up to death. Totally not for me. Have you tried any Filippo Sorcinelli? No, I haven't, but I think it's in the brand list. Let me see. Yes, it's in the brand list at Texans, so I will test them. I have seen some posts on Instagram that, especially from Italian guys, they say they are very, very good, very peculiar fragrances. I will like to try them. And another brand, it's I want to try. It's Beaufort, but I don't know if they are at Texans. No, they are not. But Beaufort does this friend of mine, the Kantankerus, which is reading about them, and I would like to try them also. Ciao Alex from Trentino Alto Adige. Ciao RP. Thank you for stopping by. Other brands, I think Laurent Mazzone is very interesting, especially for the incense fragrances. Milano Fragranze and Masche Milano will be there, of course. Very, very good. Musicology will be there. Panama 1924. Another interesting brand. Well, Quinto Canto, interesting. Same sister brand for Tiziana Terenzi. Not bad. Simone Andreoli. Simone Andreoli is a very, very interesting brand. They are doing some very, very good fragrances, especially Malibu Party on the Bay is great. And there are some very expensive brands like Pure Distance, and that's a great occasion to test them. And there was another another fragrance brand for Dubai. Don't remember the name, but they are extremely expensive, and they will be in Milan. Last year I wanted to try their hoods, but there was a never-ending queue in front of their booth, so because everybody wanted to try them, of course. And then another brand which is very, very interesting. It's Gravel, New York, 1957. I've tested them last year at Texas, and I bought a bottle of one of their perfumes. They are really incredible, well-made, traditional kind of fragrances, exceptional. The one I bought is American Dream, and it's very much in the vein of Vintage Eau Sauvage, with a slight animalic touch. It's fantastic fragrance, and they're really a good bang for the buck. Vogue is outstanding. I have a Vogue decant here, I think. Yes. Focus. Mem. It's Mem. It's really interesting. I like it. It's not something I would use as a daily driver, of course, because it's really peculiar. It's different. It's a sort of tea fragrance, but really done in a strongly animalic way, and really good. But every once in a while, it can have its meaning. Have you tried Vibrato from Sospiro? No, never. I don't even know the brand. I will look for it. Megalan, hi buddy. Happy birthday, Alex. Thank you. Narciso Rodriguez for him. Great fragrance. I know you are a Liverpool fan, but felt that I had to say this as my team beat Atalanta today, Forza Milan. Oh, Milan is a great team. I mean, we had a couple of Champions League finals. Once we won and once we lost. But, I mean, great respect for Milan, AC Milan, I mean, not for Inter Milan. I don't like them. Losers. Hello everyone, not sure if true the good old inside joke, but anyway, Auguri Alex, thank you GMG. It's true, today it's true. And this is the meaning of the live stream. I jump of the occasion to let everyone wish me happy birthday for once, the right time. So Spirit, the sister brand took Sergio. Oh, okay. So I think they will be in Exams too. I will try them. Haha, Inter sucks. Yeah, definitely Inter suck. I don't like their way, their style. When they lose, it's always someone else's fault. When they win, by the way, they always deserve it. This is such a loser mentality. It's not. It's not what I think it's the way of a great team. The EDT of Narciso Rodriguez for him is a stunner. Yes, definitely is a stunner. And also the Bleu Noir EDT is very, very good. What's your favorite movie? Hard to tell, there are many. Probably the one I have seen the most, and I know all the lines by heart. I have to say probably Grease. Or I like Taxi Driver a lot. What can I do? The Expendables was a pretty good one, an action movie that had a cast of all-time stars. But I'm usually inclined, since when I watch a movie, I want to relax and to have a good time. I'm not really into heavy movie, something that makes you think. Though I can appreciate them Taxi Driver being the exception, which is a movie I really like. Usually into lighter movie, romantic comedies, that kind of things. Okay, Grease is a musical, but yeah, I also happen to like the songs. Do you like Fendi Life Essence? Not sure why we do not see any of those fragrances in Australia. Fendi Life Essence is something that eludes me for a long time, and I would love to find it. I think it's discontinued, and in fact, on eBay or on some websites that still have it. It's commanding a pretty high price. I don't know if I will pull the trigger on that, but maybe yes. Di che parte d'Italia sei? Di Trieste. And we have Danilo.
Hola.
Hi, Danilo. Hola.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
Feliz cumpleaños. So I just wanted to hop on to say have a great day. I don't know if it happens to you like it happens to me, but ever since maybe 15, I stopped caring about my birthdays too much because every day is my birthday, Alex. So anyway,
We're in two then.
it's an occasion, so
Yeah.
might as well celebrate.
Yeah. I mean, every day is a good day as any to take care of you, to try to be the best version of you can, and to improve your knowledge, to improve every aspect of your life. So the birthday, yes, it is very different from what it used to be when you're a kid, when you're waiting for it, for all the gifts, the presents, and the family gatherings. And now, of course, it's no longer like that. Though I like the gifts, I like the family gatherings, but it's not that weight, that craving you had when you were a kid. So yes, it's a nice day, but of course it's a day like any other.
Well, it's a day to be celebrated in fragrance and to be celebrated in Trieste, Italy. I've been lucky enough to visit Italy a few times. What is the best thing for me is to have a swim in the south. There's a lovely grotto near the island of Capri. This is
Grotta
a
Azzurra.
lovely, yeah. Oh, that's a lovely place to swim early
Yeah.
morning. Otherwise, it's packed with tourists. I have a, you have to go early, like 5 a.m. maybe, to have a real appreciation for the Mediterranean Sea and all its implications with the philosophy and culture, and obviously the legacy that particular society has left us all in the current times which we're living, sir. In addition, I just wanted to show you my fragrance of the day, which is talking about Italy, and this is Tuscany per Uomo.
Oh, that's great.
I love this fragrance, particularly Alex, especially because it's an early riser type of fragrance. If you wake up, let's say before 5 a.m. in the morning every morning on a weekday, then that's a fragrance for you. You want to feel invigorated as soon as you take a shower and prepare for your day, and to face a new challenge because every day is an absolute blessing, sir. I feel very lucky to have to be alive in general. And this might sound far fetched or fake or synthetic, but in my case, it's absolutely true. I value every single day of my life, even the bad ones, Alex, because precisely from the bad ones, so many things are learned and so many things are understood that we have to welcome them with open arms. So cheers for Alex, you. Happy birthday. I'm having a beer today in a lager. So it's happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I agree with everything, in particularly today, since we had a tragic accident at sea today in Italy.
Mm.
A boat crashed on Calabrian coasts, and
So yeah, I read.
yeah, and many people unfortunately died.
Mhm.
I love Tuscany per Uomo. I totally agree of its invigorating and really masculine vibe. It sports, so it's a fragrance I love. I have many of the Aramis line, and that has a really great place in my collection.
Another beautiful one, Alex, is called Signorici by Nina Ricci. This is an also absolute beauty, especially this is a bit calmer than Tuscany, a bit more, I would say, more gentlemanly in a way that is more uh, quiet, maybe not as loud as Tuscany per Uomo, but nonetheless a beautiful scent overall. And since this is the Alex birthday, and since Alex does read Ludwig Wittgenstein, and it's a man who lives in the pleasure of the day, I have to say to you, Mister, oh, look at that! Isn't that a beauty? That book, whoever reads that book is a madman, but in a good way.
Yes, you have to deal with those number propositions, and it's pretty difficult to understand at first. I mean, it's not, but all philosophy is not exactly the easiest thing to read and to understand. Because when you analyze how the thought works, the thinking process works,
Yeah,
it's extremely difficult to understand because you think, well, everybody has his own way, but that's not really true. I mean, everybody can think about something in a different way, but the process of thinking is common to everybody.
yeah,
And what leads to what leads to truth? I mean, it's a common process, but it's not a common outcome sometimes.
yes. Well, Wittgenstein was an engineer at
Yeah.
heart. He wrote a letter to Bertrand Russell, nonetheless, when he was a very young man, and he wrote to him and said, if I write this letter to you and if it doesn't read like nonsense, then I will study philosophy as my career. And Bertrand Russell wrote him back a day later saying, so you don't need to study philosophy. You are already a philosopher. So they granted him a degree immediately because his mind was very unique. And right after he wrote that book, which was revolutionary, and it's very hard to approach, but you bear in mind with the guy because he's a engineer, as I said, at
Yeah.
heart. But if you read what he didn't publish after, which was a few compilations out of his lectures in Cambridge University, and also or some of his writings for his personal diaries, you will read that he actually debunked his own magnificent book right after he published it, maybe a few years later. He was quite a character, very lonely man, very introspective, hugely deep thinker, a very difficult personality overall, but he's remembered perhaps as the one of the most influential philosophers of the 20th century, right out of Austria, Vienna, and obviously a person who dedicated his whole life to the study of linguistics. and philosophy of linguistics.
Yeah.
So, so any man who reads this man, in my mind, I have great admiration for.
Yeah, I
Very good
think,
job, Mister.
yeah. What drew my interest was this idea there is a two-way connection between the thought and the language. That's what I got from his work. I mean, I think what he meant is that, of course, you can speak, you can express a concept only if you have taught it beforehand. But on the other side, you can think of a concept only if you know the words to express that concept.
Mhm.
So the more words you know, so the higher culture you have, the more books you have read, the more your brain can work. So uh, knowledge directly influences intelligence, in my opinion.
Yes, I wish I
That's
wish my brain was smarter though sometimes, Alex, because some of these things go way over my head. And people claim to read Plato, and it's so difficult to read people like that because they were so amazingly gifted that to claim that you can read a book once and understand it is just being too confident in your abilities. You have to be more humble and
probably.
actually reread some of these writers many times during your lifetime because they
Yeah.
were actually questioning so many things about our conception about reality and our perception of existence that it's really impossible almost to get a grip immediately. Jordan Peterson gave a 45-minute lecture just on one page of Beyond Good and Evil by Friedrich Nietzsche. So that tells you how much you need to actually be respectful for the material these guys have produced. If I may dare, so to do in your stream, Mr. Alex, I would like to assign a cent for Mr. Ludwig Wittgenstein based on his personality and with all his work in philosophy with utmost respect. I think Mr. Wittgenstein would have wore Iron Duke by Beaufort of London. This
Oh,
scent is quite
that's
powerful, leathery, gunpowder as the note, because his philosophy works like gunpowder. It just obliterates everything that is nonsense and just puts philosophy right in a different track and asks the question, what is philosophy good for? So that's, I think, that he might have liked that scent. Hopefully, I mean, if there's another reality, which I hope I can get to after this one, and maybe I can get together to with a meal. I'll invite that guy, maybe Mr. Nietzsche and Beethoven, have a lovely dinner on a on a Sunday brunch or something, and have a lovely discussion. Hopefully, they'll receive me at that table though, because they'll kick me away as soon as possible. But we can all dream, right?
yeah. I would love to test that fragrance. I will order a sample already, because that's one that's very very interesting. The notes breakdown just scream Alex, in my opinion. So, and as far as inviting someone from the past at dinner, I think I would invite Hegel, Friedrich Hegel,
Mhm.
and ask him, what the heck did you mean?
Well, the phenomenology of spirit by
Yeah.
Hegel is one of also a towering book. But the thing about these guys, Alex, is that they wrote to a few academic audience. They didn't take into consideration the reader that much. They didn't write for the broad audiences. They directed themselves only to the few that were actually involved in the area that they were writing on. So that's why even Immanuel Kant and Martin Heidegger, all of
Yeah.
these fellas
Very difficult.
come across as very difficult to read, and it's just because they give you just they drop names and they drop books that they assume you have read already. And I remember when I was reading first Heidegger and being in time, I felt so minuscule because this guy was throwing away books which I never even read before. So I was finding myself constantly stopping to read that book to read another one before that he's suggesting to understand his point. So I guess it's all part of a journey that never ends, and one lifetime is not enough to get a grip of the whole beauty of constant wondering and constant questioning, because that's what it's at. It's in the questioning that the beauty lies, not in the answer particularly, but rather in the questioning. So my hats off to everyone who gets involved into this particularly gloomy aspect about reading, that is touching these fellas' work and just getting into another area of the philosophy that is very obscure and sometimes very troubling, but it's a very calming and soothing sometimes to know that these guys were also questioning the same things you are questioning, and they were actually were able to maybe give an explanation for a thing or two.
Yeah, if you had to suggest a philosopher, an introduction to philosophy to be able to reach Hegel, Kant, Heidegger,
Sure.
I would suggest to read Plato or Schopenhauer.
Well,
I
yes,
think they are the easiest
yes.
for the common people. You?
Well, yeah, in also don't forget about Bertrand Russell. He wrote
Yeah.
a book called The History of Western Philosophy, and I think he does a great job in explaining just precisely what are you supposed to understand and what are you supposed to get out of many of the writers that are appearing in this world that is the philosophical world. So if you want to skip all the tediousness and all the extremely hard work that requires, because this is I've wasted, Alex, hours and hours of my life reading these books. And I
Yeah.
remember when I was in university, on the way to the university, we used to take a transfer in a bus that would take maybe an hour. And at that hour, I will dedicate solely to read these books, and I will miss my stop sometimes because I caught on way too deep to myself that I forgot to stop at the right place. But anyway, I think those wasted hours, I really appreciate them now because I can actually because the intellect works in a very funny way. We tend to overestimate our abilities and we underestimate our minds because 90% of our mind is unconscious, only 10% is conscious. So we are dwelling in a world that is actually so abstract that we cannot even get close to iterate what we are actually thinking. So that's why Heidegger constantly suggests that you have to think, and that is a very, very, very difficult thing to do. We can only
Absolutely.
go in the surface like a surfer does in the waves. We can always try to read maybe Schopenhauer and read Aristotle or Socrates. Maybe we're dwelling on that surface as the surfer does. But if you want to go deep in the dark, then usually you will have to give up everything that is around you in order to get there because it does require a lot of work. And it's not
Yes,
easy
and
to get anywhere. I mean, anywhere that is not only philosophy, let's any science, particularly, maybe literature or whatever you do in your life, whatever you do is really discipline and hard work is the formula for success.
yes, definitely. And I think Bertrand Russell is a good suggestion because being a mathematician is really practical and comprehensible. And yes, I agree that the effort you put in is always paying off in the long run. And but also some authors, some literature authors can be compared to philosophers for the
Oh yes.
difficulty, or take the great Russian
Hmm.
author like Dostoevsky. I mean, I've read a couple Dostoevsky books when I was in secondary school,
Hmm.
and I was forced by by the teacher to read them. So I read them, but I wasn't really willing to read them, and now I completely forgot them. I don't remember the plot. I don't remember the characters, and I think I have to go back because they probably hide something very interesting about the culture, the lifestyle in Russia in that period under the Tsar dictatorship or kingdom,
Hmm.
the Tsar Empire, and for example, The Idiot. I remember I read, but I completely forgot. I wiped it off my mind.
Yeah, Dostoevsky is one of those that is worth rereading again and again. And as you may know, Friedrich Nietzsche called Dostoevsky the only real psychologist because he thought that Dostoevsky understood the human condition in a way that it is very, very unique and deep in general. Dostoevsky was a great writer, not only for the fiction, because in a book like The Brothers Karamazov, many questions are posed there that are not part of a plot. They transcend the plot and they go into another type of realm, and that is a very deep realm. And if you want to maybe be like modern, you can definitely type on YouTube or look whatever you want. Just put Jordan Peterson Dostoevsky, and this man, I think he does a good job in expressing his thoughts and his ideas before you read the book. I remember in some classes, people used to suggest before you read the book, read the guide to the book so that you get lost and you get frustrated too quickly. And that is actually a good idea. Many lectures are given after this guy's name, and you know, other Russians you can name of like Tolstoy. Also, I mean, he does. He's a true novelist, and I can think of many others. But I have also a great admiration, although he's technically not that Russian. He might be more French than Russian, but his name is Vladimir Nabokov.
Oh,
He's the
Lolita.
writer of the famous book Lolita, controversial Lolita.
Yeah.
But uh, as I said with Dostoevsky, the same can apply with Nabokov. It's not about the plot; it's about the meaning of the writing and the questionings and the phrases that are put in the writing that is very good to read. And Nabokov is one of those writers that, and Richard Rorty brings this up constantly in saying that there are some writers that give you goosebumps when you read a line, and Vladimir Nabokov is one that does this one in one time, and then again and again and again. There's a book of him that's called A Speak Memory. It's an autobiography. It's highly recommended book. Uh, he writes so wonderfully. Those phrases you can rewrite them and hang them on a wall just to remind yourself how beautiful a person can express thoughts and ideas. That sometimes you feel a relief that you have come across such a way of thinking that you feel deeply grateful overall, and pair up all the lovely writers we are mentioning, Mr. Alex, maybe with because I do this constantly, and I don't know about you, Alex, but when I have a lovely book that I'm currently reading, in this case, well, I'm just going to use my personal diary. Uh, I go ahead and spray a bit of a fragrance into the book just to get myself on the mood, on the respectful mood to get into close attention to the material. So I just grabbed my little book, and this is Aqua di Parma Coleana leather, by the way, which is a lovely dark, deep, deep and dark scent. Just spray the book deliberately and get into contact with the material. This is a great experience because it gets you in a certain mood, as I said before, Mr. Alex.
Yeah, I don't do that usually because I like the smell of a book. I like the smell of paper or cardboard, of leather maybe from the cover. It brings me back to when you actually had to pick up a book and read instead on reading it on a screen or on a PC screen or on your phone or on those devices that people use nowadays to read, but I still like the old way. Other couple of authors I would suggest that are apparently, but just apparently, very simple, very easy to read are two American writers, Ernest Hemingway and John Steinbeck. They have a completely different style from the Russian writers you mentioned because their phrasing is very simple, very journalistic-like, but the way they depict characters is extremely effective. Extremely effective.
They're quite
And
American novelists, quite
yeah,
American novelists. They define
yeah,
a genre because the Grapes of Wrath by Steinbeck and maybe The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway is perhaps the pinnacles of American literature.
yeah,
I will put in that same category, maybe a bit different, but also don't forget about William Faulkner
yeah.
and about the fancy great Gatsby writer Scott Fitzgerald. So
Fitzgerald is another great one.
it's one of it's part of that generation of prolific American writers. They were too friendly with the booze too. Don't
Yeah,
forget, Alex.
and
Perhaps
also
Hemingway and Fitzgerald were too friendly with the booze, and Fitzgerald was so prolific in everything that he did in his life that he kept a handwritten journal, and this journal will also have a financial journal. And when you read the amount of money he was spending on alcohol in a year, you will be astounded and not surprised why maybe they ended up poor and very broken overall because
yeah.
uh, maybe they require that state of mind to cope with the reality that they face because they're
Yes, and
too
the
deep.
fact, also the fact that a man like Hemingway had a behavior that, by today's standard, would be considered totally unacceptable because he was a boozer, he was a hunter,
Mhm,
he was a violent man sometimes.
mhm.
But
Um,
still, he produced something that can be considered up there with the best literature ever. That makes me think that the kind of spoiled man society want these days is or not or isn't able to produce something like Hemingway, Steinbeck, Kerouac did.
um, it's a different time, I guess, and I have to be an optimist for modernity in general, because I think we are too easy and too eager to follow on the theories that the past was greater than the present. I think that's quite a negligent view about our own existence, because if we are in agreement that some things of the past are better than the present, then it's our task and responsibility to produce a better present so that the future has a good memory of our work, and we create a legacy in everything we do even if it's something as meaningless as talking about the fragrance. If you do it with heart and passion and honesty, maybe there's someone in the future that say, hey, wait a minute, this Alex person was a truly genuine thinker and fragrance reviewer from Italy that I really love and admire. So the present is challenging, and I'll accept that. There's maybe a good uh, figures of the past that maybe are too towering in comparison to the present, but we live in different times. And I think if you possess an ounce of talent, if you maybe have an ability to write or maybe to make music or to make a review, just use your talent to create something for your present situation and don't focus on the past only. There's a particularly movie I like, Alex. It's called Midnight Train to Paris or something like that. It's a Woody Allen film. Owen Wilson acts on it, and he gets on a little carriage. That this carriage has magical powers of going back in the past, and he goes back to the past where Fitzgerald and Hemingway and Dali and Picasso are all together in Paris having cafes and chats. So he loves this present, I mean the past, because he is eager to go in the carriage to the past because he has so much fun and he makes friends with all these lovely people and there's amazing writers and painters and he has this a personal discussion with Ernest Hemingway. But the movie, in the end, presents him the opportunity to take also a look at his present. And he decided to leave America and live in Paris with a lovely lady who he met in a bookstore, second-hand bookstore, and they were together as a couple. So the message of that movie is you can admire the past, but don't forget to live the fullest in the present.
Yes, absolutely. I think the past can be seen as an inspiration and as a starting point to build something new, something better than it was in the past. That's my view. And this message from Dushan is quite interesting. Russ is the second reason why I'm not a Christian. The theory of evolution is the first reason. Do you think religion is something that helps people, that can help people, or is a distraction from the truth, from
I think
reality?
I don't have a real answer to that question, Alex, because the all that entails it's just so immensely deep that I cannot even get my head across that question at the moment. All that I think is that maybe organized religion has produced a lot of atrocities in history and in the present. So whenever two or three people get together, it's quite dangerous overall. But I think that it has not be overlooked also the aspect about spirituality, which we know is an important part of our constitution as a human being. We do need that aspect about belief in something else other than ourselves, and whether you find that in God or any other concept that you may have your faith on. You can always have faith, and Martin Heidegger was correct in saying this. He said even if you claim to be an atheist, communist, whatever you may claim to be, if you get ill and you require medical treatment, when you take the treatment, let's say as chemotherapy for the cancer, you are not sure that the chemotherapy is going to work. You have faith in the treatment that is going to cure your illness. That in itself is faith. And he said that's craziness. So he said that faith is craziness, but it's part of every human being. And Dostoevsky and Nietzsche were very worried about the loss of religion. They actually, people claim them to be like against all these values, but if you read them carefully, you'll actually notice that they were warning people. Like if you replace religion, you better replace it with something quite meaningful, Otherwise, life will become meaningless for a lot of people, and I think that's what's happening right now in a lot of countries. Actually, the loss of religion has produced these meaningless existences that uh, we cannot deposit our faith in anything because apparently it's wrong to believe in any particular religion. So I think that you need to be true to yourself in this area and don't put too much interest in what other people say about the subject, because sometimes in certain countries even you might be deemed backward if you have a religious belief, or I don't think the masses approval is a necessity in this area. You can keep it to yourself, but you have to be true to your own belief. And there is something in everyone that really wants to transcend our own existence, and that's present, I think, in every single person.
Yeah, I think that there's a big difference between spirituality and religion. I mean, spirituality is individual. It's what you think, what you believe. How do you relate with what's transcendent, what's not reality? Religion, on the contrary, is something organized. I think they started back in the millennia before us because as an instrument of controlling people. Because, for example, people science was not a thing when back in the early years of humanity. So people, when they heard the thunder, or they saw a lightning struck a tree, they didn't know there were natural things, and they were scared. And some are more intelligent or more cunning thought, well, I can tell to these people that it's the will of the gods, and I can interpret them, and you have to believe in me, and I will explain these are signs of the gods, and so it could control the people. That's my theory of how religion, organized religions, began as an instrument of controlling the minds of people. But
If we are discussing yet again fragrances, Alex, I will dare one more time on your lovely birthday stream to assign a particular fragrance now to Mr. Dostoevsky. And I will think that guy, maybe, you knowing all you know about the idiot and the brothers Karamazov,
yeah,
maybe you will be in agreement that he would like maybe the 90s fragrance with the aldehydes, and maybe he would like Karl Lagerfeld photo. Maybe he did paint a picture of reality, so maybe why not? Let's assume that let's Mr. Fyodor Dostoevsky, while he was on exile,
yeah,
he got himself a couple of bottles of Lagerfeld photo. Alex,
and
let me
if
tell you something,
yeah,
if I may.
sure,
Uh, Whatever is true to your own character, and for this you need to be unique, and you have to be actually original in your thoughts, and you have to use writers and thinkers in order for you to create a path of your own and create your own conclusions, and not read a book and maybe come to another people's conclusion. And that is where it's at. So in your birthday, Alex, I say your life is very meaningful to a lot of people. We have had the pleasure of interact in different continents at different time hours, different hour zones, but yet here we are connecting in fragrance, having a drink or two, celebrating a commemoration of your birthday yet again, and hopefully many to come. So I would say, Mr. Alex, all the best to you in your journey. Keep in mind that the only person who you need to please is yourself, and don't bother about the all other people who are around you just telling you how to think and how to react. The best thing is to be original, mister. So I appreciate you, and congratulations again, mister.
Thank you.
Take
Thank you very
take
much.
care, and thank you for the opportunity.
No, thank
Good
you for
night.
hopping on. It's always very interesting to have a chat with you. You always
Same.
bring out the best of people. Usually, that's what I've seen on the streams so far, and you always elevate the conversation to an higher level.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, sir. And I hope sometime in next sense we'll meet maybe in another year or two when I head to Milan to have a lovely slice of a Spontini pizza, which I so much adore.
Oh yeah,
And
that's for sure.
thank you very much one more
Looking
time, and
forward
have a great
to
day.
meet you in one of the next exercises.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
When is Alex's actual birthday? It's today, or actually in Europe, it was yesterday, February the 26th. Ooh, let's keep up with the chat because I lost track while I was talking with Danilo. Ooh, thank you. Yes, exactly my point. Exactly my point. That's how I see things. For example, I don't consider myself an atheist at all. I believe there is something superior. I don't call it God, Allah, or Yahweh, or Brahma. I call it nature. I don't need the Bible or the Quran to explain how the world was created and how things have to be. I have science books. I relate to them. I think that I need sometimes to have certainties, and those kind of books give me certainties, give me proven things to believe in. Because sometimes, I've seen many people nowadays, they have a hard time even believing in themselves, let alone believing something that you might never see. Or maybe you see it and don't recognize it. So I rather stick to something I can have evidence on, to believing that is something superior. The nature is superior to humanity. Let's. Thank you. Oh, I'm 51 today. Thank you, Lord. Oh, great. Happy birthday to him, so. As I was saying, as an introduction to philosophy, I will read something from Plato or something from Schopenhauer. It's I won't say user-friendly, but it's something that not as difficult to understand as Kant, Hegel, Heidegger. Science rocks. Yes, exactly. This is just my point of view. Of course, I don't want to convince anybody who is religious not to believe in his God. I mean, I have I have a lot of respect for religious people because, just as I said, it takes a lot of courage, I think, to believe in something you might never see or have an experience of, or as I said, maybe God exists. I don't know. Maybe I've seen him and never recognized him. I don't know. That may happen. Feel so pessimistic. Yes, in some books it definitely is, and but some other short books that are extremely amusing, almost hilarious. If you read, I roughly translate from Italian. How to quarrel with someone and be right, and be always right. That's nice. That's entertaining. Actually entertaining. So let's go back to the brand list of exams and see if there are something I will put on the list to smell. Atelier des Ors is definitely interesting, but I already know them. Astrophil and Stella is really an interesting brand. I have a friend that's raving about them, so I think I will definitely take a sniff of them. Baruti is another great brand. I have 3 or 4 perfumes, and they are really, really, really good. They are very concentrated, very long lasting. Degabor is another new brand, very expensive. I hear. We'll see if they live up to the expectation. Gritti is an Italian brand. It's an Italian brand, and they are pretty interesting from the notes breakdown. Unfortunately, it's one of the brands I can find here in Trieste, and I will jump on the occasion and try them. Well, there will be again Hubigant, very classic. Jacques Fat, again Jardin de Parfum, very interesting. Yes, many were also last year, so I have already tried them. Searching for something new, Naso di Razza is another great brand. Rania J won't be here this year. Won't be. That's a bummer. Rania J is a great brand. Oh, there are so many. Sospiro will be at Exans, so I will try them. We were talking before in the chat. Wesker, I have the discovery that Wesker is a German brand. Wesker is a German brand, and they are very interesting, at least to me, because they make a fragrance called the Istria. Istria is my native land, and it really captures the vibe, because many people see that small peninsula in former Yugoslavia as just a coastal place, coastal summer destination for tourism, but it's not just beaches and seafood restaurants. It's a lot more. It's a lot more. I dare to say the best of Istria is not on the coast but on the inland. You have those fantastic hills with those villages built on the top of the hill. They are very characteristic. The food is great. You have truffles, which are peculiar from Istria. And the landscapes are almost better in the inland, in the inside country, that on the coast, which is, of course, is beautiful. But that perfume really captures the essence, because it has something of something ozonic, something marine, but also has a great balsamic tone. You have a lot of pine, wet stones, because of course in Istria we don't have sand beaches, we have rocks, and that captures really the essence, the smell of the pine forests, the smell of the grass, of the wet soil of the forest, and the balsamic smell from the pine resins. And it's more concentrated on that on the aquatic part. And that really captures the essence of Istria, in my opinion, from the opinion of a native. Maybe the brand was, yeah, yeah, exactly. No, but she's a lady who's a perfumer, very nice lady, very easygoing. She was at Texans last year. I've tested this tobacco fragrance that's beautiful, and the Amber Loop. Amber Loop is probably one of the best ambers on the market today. Have you been on Mount Uchka? Yes. When I was ultra running, there was a race called the 100 Miles of Istria, and we started from Rabats, from Labi and Rabats. We went up to Lauren, and then from the beach we climbed all the Uchka, 1,800 meters in 10 kilometers. It was 20% degree. For 10 kilometers, it was really harsh. And then we traversed all the Istria to the finish line in Umag. Hey, Dan. Yeah, I had a nice day. Hop on if you want. Come on. Grazie Italia for Santa Maria Novella. Yes. You mean the church or you mean the fragrances? I guess the fragrances. Yes, they are pretty good. My favorite smell. Hard to tell. I have to choose between a barbecue smell and the sea breeze coming through a pine forest on the coast. And there's a Lorenzo Villoresi fragrance that captures that really well. It's called Aura Maris. That's a great summer fragrance. I done wonderful unplugged version, Jeremy Fragrance Demented. Yes, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Jeremy's song in the first place, of course. Dan did a great job. The smell of dark forest is my favorite. Yes, that's and if you like that, I can suggest you a nice fragrance. I have it here. I have it here. Let's open. Okay, Chypre Mousse by Orisa Legrand. If you want the natural smell of a forest after rain, this is what you need to get. This is extremely realistic, photorealistic. You smell really the soil after the rain. You smell the trees, the resins from the trees. You almost smell the mushroom springing out. This is one of the best photorealistic fragrances around, if you like, especially if you like the smell of a forest. It's really, it's so realistic that it's not really something you want to wear as an office scent, as a daily driver, but it's really an incredible fragrance. Really, if you something so artistic, you want to spray it at home and just enjoy it. No former life. How goes my guitar search? My guitar search is pretty is going well. I mean, I still want a couple of guitars more, for sure. I want Les Paul. I had a Les Paul 30 years ago. I had also an SG. And I want also a Stratocaster. But I think I will buy the Les Paul and build the Stratocaster. I will search for an older body. I will search for maple neck, possibly originals or Fender originals, or we'll see what I get. I will search for particular pickups, probably Lindy Frailings. I will see if a complete set of or a mixed one. We'll see, because I mean, I have the Ibanez, but it's not really versatile. I have active EMG 8081 pickups, so there it's made for metal. That's it. It's not very versatile. I will use probably a Les Paul as a versatile guitar that can do anything, and Stratocaster I will use it just for blues or rock, blues, rock and roll kind of things. I think it's better suited for that kind of for the kind of style. Have you heard of Harda Guitars? It's an Italian brand. All I know is the guitars look beautiful. No, I don't know about them. I will drop again the link. Hi Gerard. Hi, Joy. Hi, Gerard. Drop the link, jump on if you want. Ibanez are very good. I don't like locking timers. Mine as a fixed bridge. Oh, I will show you mine. Just a second. Okay, this is what I have, and as you can see, it's not clearly a bluesy kind of wax. This is made for shredding. You see, EMG pickups, fixed bridge, just volume control. This is a kill switch. 3 positions. Wizard, very slim neck. Graphite nut, locking tuners. This is a Dunlop Tortex 114. It's not made for blues or for rock and roll. This is made just for shredding for metal. That's why I need something more versatile for other styles. I mean, I played John Mayer cover with that, and it's not very suited. I had to play a lot with the equalizer to find a decent tone. The guitar I wanted most was the black Les Paul on the cover, Aldi Meola, Elegant Gypsy, and the Les Paul. As you can see, Aldi Meola, which is a jazzy Latin style guitarist, uses a Les Paul, and the Les Paul was also used by Jim Page, by Randy Rhoads, by Slash. You can see how versatile the guitar is. Now, also Gary Moore used a Les Paul that belonged to Peter Green and now belongs to Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Hi, Joy.
How are you doing, bud? It's great to see you.
Oh, thank you. Happy to see you. The same. I'm okay. It's been a nice day. I slept a lot, actually.
Hey, now that's how you celebrate sleep, right? Nothing better than a good rest.
Yeah, but I had months, the last couple of months has been very hectic at work. I had a lot of overtime.
You've been working hard.
Yeah, because as I was saying before, we are going into an election period here in some regions, and for political reasons, we have been under BC Rich. What's that?
Jackson. The PV Vortex 1.
Ooh, PV, great.
Very nice shredding, 80s. Yeah. And then this is
this is what I had, but mine was a white special.
Oh, beautiful.
With PAF back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Nice Gibson SG. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I bought it because of Tony Iommi and Angus Young.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. Angus Young. I remember as a kid, AC/DC, I was so like enamored by the build of it. You know, the body is so beautiful. And I think Weezer, the lead singer from Weezer, has the same guitar. River something, I forget his name, but I'm a big Gibson fan. So
also Clapton, when he was in Cream, and John Mayall, Blues Breakers, played an SG. In fact, what most people don't know is that Layla was actually written on a Gibson, not on a on a Stratocaster.
Not a Fender Strat.
No, it was written on a Gibson SG, and also what most people don't know is that the whole song, and particularly the solo of Pink Floyd's "Another Brick in the Wall," was played on a Gibson Les Paul with P90s pickups.
That's amazing.
Yeah, while usually David Gilmour plays his classic black Strat. But he has that Les Paul Deluxe with P90s pickups, and that's what you hear on the record in Another Brick in the Wall.
I didn't know you were such a music aficionado. I feel like we could have some good conversations. I love all that shit.
Yeah. I was playing guitar 30 years ago, and I was pretty much a nerd for it. And then I picked it up again lately after I collaborated with. I did this collaboration with Martial for a super chat song. We did our
very nice.
We did our version of "Wall of Love," and of course with the lyrics changed. And
I'll have to check that out. I loved your Gravity, the John Mayer that you played on the guitar. It was fucking.
Oh yeah, yes. Thank you, but of course the tone was not the best. Given the kind of guitar I have, I had to play a lot with the equalization and put some compression and tweak a lot the settings on the amp and add a further equalizer because the tone was definitely too harsh for a blues.
So what does a birthday scent of the day look like? What were you rocking today?
I'm rocking actually a cheapie. It's Roger Gallet L'Homme Mint. This
Very
is
nice.
Yes, it's really a spring summer fragrance, but it's hot into the house, so it's pretty warm. So and I like the minty vibe. It has something in common with Eau de Minte by Diptyque. It has something in common with Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male, but without all that bubblegummy sweetness. And
I'm a fan of Le Male. You don't really smell that one too much anymore, but to me, it's a classic.
No, it has been replaced by Sauvage, Aventus, and all those clones. But I like the original version. I like the original version of Le Male.
Same here.
Yeah. And I have the Parfum version, which is quite good. I think it's the grown-up version of Le Male after 30 years. It's a really a good one.
This is like a Le Male if it had like a musty spiciness to it.
Carolina Herrera.
Yeah, the Sexy Men is very reminiscent of Le Male, just more spice. It's a good alternative. Oh
yeah. Now this instead this L'Homme Mint is very spicy. It has cardamom, it has pepper, and it's very green. It has a lot of basil, green notes, and some lavender. That combination of mint and lavender always give you that Le Male vibe.
I wore this tonight. Huge fan of Givenchy Play Intense. Discontinued, I think.
Yeah, discontinued. And,
I wish I had a bigger bottle, but I haven't touched it. I'm afraid to spray it now.
No, why? Yeah, it's meant to be used.
It's meant to be enjoyed, because when it's gone, I'm not going to turn around and pay $400 for a bottle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's when that's I think when dupes come on handy, when a fragrance is discontinued and they relieve it. It's That's, I mean, it's a good use of dupes,
Exactly.
clones.
Exactly. Now, Alex, I don't know you that much for fragrance taste. Are you a niche designer, indie? Do you love it all? What's your
Oh,
preference?
I love them all. I'm very much into vintage fragrances. The one, of course, I grew up with in the 80s, like Atkinson's Rockford, Dakar Noir, Kouros,
Sure.
Anteus. Those are. Also, Sauvage was the signature scent of my dad, so that always will have a special place in my heart. And St. John's Bay Room, that's great. That's
I was gonna
great.
ask you, do you like Bay Rum? I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I have a lot of shaving soaps and aftershaves.
Even this is excellent for as cheap as it is.
Yes, I have that. I have that. Not the best Bay Room, but
No, not
can
the
give
best.
you.
But you know what I do? I put it in one of these. I just spray it all.
No,
It's-
I like the splash version for the
You like the
after.
splash? It's got a
Yeah,
strange smell. I don't know if it's the
no,
plastic or
no.
what.
For an aftershave, I love the splash. I love the.
Hell yeah.
It's almost a ritual. No, you splash and slap your face very
Right.
hard.
Old school style. You like Angel Men?
Oh, I know that, but I never liked it. I
Never liked it?
No, it smelled like it was too much for me. Too different. Yeah,
What about
definitely.
you like the blue
That's
jean?
yeah, a bit sweet for my taste, but it's good. I like the Dreamer more on the Versace line.
Trying to figure out if we have similar taste. There's not a lot of 80s powerhouses that I love, but like I love Fahrenheit, Drakkar, Polo Green.
Polo Green, another staple.
Polo Green's beautiful.
Yeah, I think you grew up some years later, so probably you grew up with something like Acqua di Gio, Fierce.
Exactly. Yeah, mine was Aqua di Gio, Issey Miyake.
Yeah, Polo Blue, Polo Sport.
Like exactly. I'm a big. Here's an underrated one that I love.
Yeah.
Is Swiss Army Classic.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Nice and soapy.
I saw it, but I never considered it. Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce would probably be. It was everywhere, probably when you grew up.
That's my second favorite fragrance of all time, Alex.
Yeah, I imagine that was everywhere.
I have a bottle from 2004, I think. Which nowadays that's considered vintage, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's so good.
With all the reformulation, this is considered definitely vintage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much my taste. Is like the 90s aquatic and freshies and 2000s. I'm a light blue. I love light blue.
Oh, light blue. Yes, that's great. Also the flankers.
Italian love is beautiful.
Yeah, that's I have Son and Volcano. They are great. And what I like of the line is that they don't steer a lot away from the original DNA. They are still very recognizable as light blue.
Correct.
Alex, do you like Acqua di Selva? Yes, I like it. It's a very good fragrance. Unfortunately, on my skin doesn't last very long, but Aspen, Claudia Aspen. Yeah.
This I love. I like this better than Cool Water.
Thank you, Juju.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Oh, she's wishing me happy birthday.
Very nice.
Yeah, Coty Aspen is something in the line of Cool Water or Green Irish Tweed.
Exactly.
I have Sergio Tacchini coming. Sergio Tacchini is a nice, good old style fragrance. Very, very cheap nowadays.
Alex, I think you do pretty well with a bottle of this.
Mm-hmm. Very sexy for him. Another Carolina Herrera.
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret, very sexy. This was a popular one.
No, we don't have that much Victoria's Secrets here. It's a lot. Oh, as we don't have Cremo, I see you have a lot of Cremo. We don't have. We have different lines in that's a drugstore kind of fragrance, but we have.
Yeah, you get this at Walmart.
Yeah.
You'd like this.
Spice Sailor Jerry. No, I never seen that here.
I think you'd really enjoy this. It's a good aftershave. It's beautiful. It's my second bottle of it, actually.
No, I'm aftershave. I'm sticking to the old style drugstore, like Old Spice, Aquavelva, Mennen, Pinot Clubman. Exactly.
That this is beautiful. Timeless.
Yeah, Old Spice is everywhere here in Trieste because of our history of a coastal town, a port. We had a great connection with the USA because we had our ships that went, our cruise ships that went on and off from New York, and so the people brought back Old Spice and the things.
I love Old Spice. How do you feel about like the other renditions? Because I know they have like Old Spice Fresh.
Oh, I like something which was the oat. I don't remember the name. That was not Hawthorne. Maybe oak. I don't know. Just a second, I take it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, Alex, the birthday boy, the birthday king. I swear every time I see this beautiful man, I tell him happy birthday. Now it's actually his birthday, and I don't know how to act. So I don't know. This is the fragrance community. Let's talk fragrance. What do you want to talk about? I'm a big aftershave fan. Shout outs to the 90s. We have the Gillette Cool Wave. Pick this up at your local drugstore. It's gone up a few bucks since inflation, but it's still under the $10 mark. It's worth every penny. It's 100 ml. Also, it's good to pair it with the deodorant, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a big fan. Gillette Aftershave is thebomb.com, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I don't know what else to say. We have Date for Men. Is anyone interested in a bottle of Date for Men? It's pretty much full to the brim. It's full to the brim, my people. Look at that. Yeah. It's not for me. Aaron Terrence Hughes recently reviewed Fierce. He better have been polite to it. It's one of the greatest colognes of all time. Out of respect. We also got some vintage Eternity for Men. Or is this the Eau de Parfum? This might be the Parfum. I don't know where my EDT is.
Ooh, Eternity is great.
I love Eternity, right?
Oh, yes. This is the one. It's called Oak Ridge.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that one.
It has that the touch of coconut that's really pleasant, especially in summer. It's a great scent.
It is. It's a great scent. I love. You like Bulgari Black?
No, I don't have Bulgari Black. I smelled it in the store in Sephora years ago. I didn't like it that much. I didn't. It was unique.
It is. It's like a sweet rubber tire. It is unique.
I have something like that. It reminds me of Tom Ford's Noir Anthracite.
Hell yeah.
That same burnt rubber smell. All the Eternity, we don't have Cure here.
Oh man, this is like every American boy, Alex, gets this from either Christmas or their birthday. Everyone owns a bottle of Curve. I'm telling you.
Yes, but it's not so diffused, so popular here. We usually
have you smelled it?
No, never. I have never found it, and We usually, for our 13 or 14 birthday, we received Dakar Noir or CK1 or Eternity. Yeah, those are the most. Now they will receive probably Sauvage.
Right. Let me see.
Or something from Armani, like one of the new flankers from Acqua di Gio CK1. To
Beautiful.
me, it's still a great fragrance.
Oh, 100%. This is look at you. Look at all the bottles I own, and look at how much I've used.
Oh yes, that's a very versatile. You can use
beautiful
it every time. And there's also a Chevignon one that smells like that, but on steroids.
On steroids, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, Chevignon. One is the classic Chevignon smells a little like Polo, and there's the I don't remember the lighter one. I don't remember the name, but I have it in my closet. Ooh, that's a unicorn.
Gucci, probably the best Gucci fragrance of all time.
Gucci Pouron 2. I have the Gucci Pouron 1. Bleu de Chanel, Dior Homme.
This is the 08 Dior Homme Sport. It's my favorite of the entire line.
I like the Cologne. Dior Homme Cologne, I think it's great.
We have
Saint Laurent. Ooh.
Yeah, this is 6th place Saint Soul Spice. It's very earthy and dark and heavy. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful scent.
That's the exclusive line.
Yes.
I've seen Martin Margiela, a lot of them. Oh,
this is my favorite, Alex.
Acqua di Gio, I think, is still
it's the best cologne of all time.
If not the best, one of the best summer fragrances, and it's still extremely relevant, my opinion.
100%.
It's so good, and it never goes out of time.
No, it's timeless. You're right. It's a timeless fragrance. I got so much bullshit, Alex. I don't know. It's some vintage.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorites.
Another timeless fragrance. That's great. Lalique, Encre Noir. You have Encre Noir.
Oh, big Encre Noir fan. Yeah, this actually, I think this is the best version of Encre. Look, it's the
Extreme. Oh yeah,
that's
good.
The best. To me, this is the best. Trying to think what kind of bullshit. What else I got here, Alex? I don't know. I love a lot of people hate it. I love
Gucci. Clinique. Yeah. No, I've seen Gucci Guilty Absolute. Is that?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Absolute. Beautiful.
That's beautiful. I have this. Great. Beautiful scent. Not bad.
Same with the original though, Alex. The original John Varvatos is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm
a fan.
I never smelled it. I just bought the vintage because I found a good deal, and I heard it was discontinued. Let's buy it before it's gone, because I already missed Dark Rebel. That was probably one of the best. Ooh, Burberry.
Burberry London is beautiful. Reminds me of the holidays.
Too sweet for me.
Too sweet? Oh, you don't like the sweet? Okay.
No.
Okay, all right. Let me think. All right, how about this? This could be a test. The original Boss Bottled.
Boss Bottled, when it came out, it was really, really different. Smells like an apple pie.
But it's got like an apple pie note to it.
It's not that sweet. I mean, it's still tolerable.
I'm a John Varvatos fan. I'm different.
Another Gucci.
No, I have some Gucci by Gucci, Coach Multi-Platinum, Blue Electric, which is excellent.
Blue Electric is fantastic.
Fantastic.
think it's the best flanker best flanker in Long Line after the original La Nuit de l'Homme. What's that? Acqua di
100%.
Gio Profumo?
Yeah, this is my second favorite of the Aqua di Gio line.
No,
It smells like a more sexy, mature version. It's very
Yeah,
good.
best flanker
I have a
ever.
backup because it's that good. I
Yeah,
can't.
it's really that good.
Black Excess, Paco Rabanne, beautiful.
This is an American perfume. You might try. It's a fine recruitment American
I love the
blend.
box.
Yeah. And this is the aftershave, and this is literally a clone, dupe of Yves Saint Laurent.
C'est La Nuit de l'Homme?
No, it's
No?
the Rive Gauche.
Oh,
Gauche,
yeah. I don't own that one.
Oh,
Big.
I actually bought my first Sakharov. Yeah, I have smelt. It's a leather tobacco. I smelt it last year at Texas. A friend of mine had it on his wrist. It was still the prototype. And I thought it was great. And since I've seen that from the website, they ship to Europe now, but since the shipping costs are really exceedingly awful. I mean,
they're terrible.
I don't know what happened in recent years, but to ship something from the USA to Europe has become really,
so expensive.
Really, yeah, but this friend of mine in Australia, which is the local distributor for the Harov, I had him buy me a bottle of leather tobacco, and it will bring it next month to Exans.
Leather tobacco is in my top 3 of his entire line. Leather tobacco is very sexy.
Oh, I have to try Triple X, by the way.
Yeah. Did you? I was trying to flex my Office for One or Office for Men.
No, no, thank you, not for me. But no, I don't hate Jeremy. I respect the man, but that's good. I have
Whiskey Woods is beautiful, right?
I have a Whiskey Woods and the gin one, and I have the classic Pinot. I have the Special Reserve, and that's great. That's Pour Monsieur by Pierre Cardin.
Correct.
And Cardin is not a mistake. The man was actually Italian. He moved to France when he was. His family moved to France when he was 15 years old. So his family name should be spelled the Italian way, so Cardin and not Cardin. And that was released in my birth year, 1972.
I was going to say, it came out in the 70s. Yeah.
72. Yeah, just as old as me.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Alex. Trying to think of what else. I'm trying to think of anything interesting that I own that you might like, but I don't think I have anything that's.
Well, you have Gucci Guilty Absolute, you have Coty Aspen, you have Encre Noire, you have Polo Green. You
like those.
Acqua di Gio Profumo. You have a lot. CAD Squared, the Buddha. That's good also.
Here we go. I'll talk.
Also what's Mandorlo? Mandorlo and Fico are my least favorites of the line. They are.
You don't like the Mandorlo? I love it.
Oh, it's too sweet. I mean,
it is sweet. Oh, so you're gonna hate this?
No, that's good. That's good. What is was it?
This is the Privé.
Oh, the Privé is good, but it doesn't last on me. Half an hour and it's gone.
Let me see. Yes, I do have a Masoni Wave. like a Blue Day Chanel, not Blue Day Chanel, Chanel Luong Sport almost. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then I've seen you have Cool Water.
Oh yeah, I love Cool Water. Issey
Odyssey.
Miyake. This is a classic.
That's great. That's another of my staples in summer. That's really wonderful. This I'm not a big fan. Too generic. But the other one.
How about this, Alex?
Is,
the original Chrome.
Chrome is great. Chrome.
Yeah.
I like.
I'm a big fan of Chrome.
Yeah, it's really could be a daily driver for spring. No, that one.
100%. Let me see.
CK Shock is also good.
That's beautiful. What about Bora Bora?
I don't know that. Never.
Yeah, CK Shock, which is missing the cap. I realized. One of my top 5 colognes of all time is Tommy Hilfiger.
Tommy Hilfiger, yes, and another staple of the 90s.
As you can see, I'm a product of the 90s.
Yeah, Booster. No, Booster is in the 90s or the 80s? I don't know.
90s. I think 97.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
I've been wearing that since I was a kid. I've been hyping that up for years. Not many people wear it, which is fine. I think they reformulated the bottle in they rebox, right? It's in the essential.
Yes. No, it's a square bottle, and I don't know, but I still have the same bottle as you. Do
you?
Intense or Parfum?
Intense. This is the OG silver.
Oh, Intense is very good. Very, very good.
It is very good.
Also Parfum is good. And
here I got something you'll enjoy.
Those are the fragrances that have just the right amount of sweetness. What's that?
Armani Attitude?
Oh, no. I don't have it.
Oh, I thought you'd love this one. Okay.
I don't have it, unfortunately. I don't have that much of Armani. I have Acqua di Gio Profumo, and little more. Absolute Instinct. Now that's probably my least favorite flanker.
Same here. Same here. There's a note in there that sets it it messes it up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange. It's too different from it doesn't have to me the Acqua di Gio DNA.
What about Original Penguin? This one's fire.
A Penguin is the one they make those big bottles. I think 125 or so.
Yeah. I guess that's it. I don't think I have anything else that would be of interest. I do have an Old Spice down here. This may be the one I was talking about. Here you go, classic, and it's like classic fresh. I don't know I don't know the differences between this one and say this bottle right here. You see how it says? I don't know if it's going to autofocus, but it says fresh down there.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't know. I just have the bottle with say classic, and I mean that's another timeless scent profile.
100%.
Oh, the Victorinos again.
Yeah.
I might try them.
I think you'd like them. They're affordable, they're cheap, but they smell nice. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes you have those brands that you overlook, for example, I never smelled a Coach fragrance. I see them in Sephora, but every time I see them, I say, no,
this one's good.
I don't know.
This one's worth trying.
Mm-hmm. I tried the original Coach. It smells a bit like Sauvage.
It does. It's a blue fragrance. It's not very Ambroxan. It's all right.
If you like Sauvage, you might try Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. I think it's a better version. Oh, that's great.
Beautiful.
The Dreamer is.
I have a vintage bottle somewhere, Alex. Hold on. Let me. Let me see, Alex. Hold on. I have a vintage bottle of Dreamer. This is a newer one. Dreamer's beautiful.
Yeah, but
I'm
I still I have a current formulation, a new bottle. It's still very, very good.
It's still good. This is good. I don't know if you like it.
Palzilla, no, Spalzilleri or
Oh, I don't know where I put my bottle, to be honest. What about this one, Alex? Is it too sweet?
Anemori. I never smelt any Anemori.
Okay. Let me see. Here's some goodness.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
One of the
that's
best,
definitely
right?
great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
I do have a vintage bottle. I guess I can't find it. I guess I lost it somewhere in this mess.
But
Yeah, I haven't.
the current formulation of Fahrenheit, I don't dare to say that it's back to the original greatness, but it's the closest version, I think, to the original after the watered down version we had in the last 30 years.
Yeah, it was terrible, right?
Yeah, but
Completely watered down.
now they have done something
They fixed
pretty
it.
good. Yeah, pretty powerful, pretty close to the original. Still not as no.
I know. You said you hate sweet. I had to give it to you. But what about this? Have you smelled Black King? Shout outs to
No.
Black History Month. There you go.
No.
No. He's like, I hate Yelp.
No, the only Yop I would wear is probably Yop Femme, which I think is better suited to a man than the masculine version.
One of my favorites for summer, Alex.
Boss Orange, yeah. That's good.
It is good. It reminds me of being a kid. This is another good one that started getting hype. I thought it was hilarious. The original Lacoste Pour Homme.
Oh, that was pretty good. Nothing groundbreaking, but pretty good.
No, nothing groundbreaking.
But for the price you pay, it's a lot of perfume.
Yeah, huge Essential fan. I think the new, if I'm correct, the new booster comes in this bottle.
Something similar, yes, I think.
But
Lacoste has always been a great brand. I have the original Lacoste. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's
a good one, Blanc.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the other colors, but the white one is good. L'Homme Ideal Cologne. Oh yeah, that's the best. That's the best in the L'Homme Ideal line.
I agree. See, we got good taste, Alex.
Yeah.
We have good taste. I'm trying to. Got so much shit. I don't know. Here we go. This is a good one. Energize.
No, never tried it. No.
Hugo Boss. They changed the bottle, but. What about this one, Alex?
Oh, that's not really my thing, but I appreciate it. I think it's a very well done floral fragrance for men.
I'm getting a taste of what you like your style. I'm starting to catch on. Let me see. This is a very underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. And nobody's speaking about that. And
I don't want them to either. I don't want them to talk about it because it's my little secret.
Yes, let's keep the price very low.
Right. Vlada Vetiver is really good.
Yes. Good introduction to vetiver, very pleasant, not earthy, not that damp smell you find in Ancre Noir that can be a little too much for Wood Essence. Wood Essence is very good and very underrated, I think. Everybody's speaking about all the other, but that's a pretty good one.
Listen, Alex, you let everyone smell the same. We're going to stick out and smell better. We'll smell different. That's how I look at it.
Also, the Bulgari Vodnaroli is very, very good for summer.
Oh, yeah, Vodnaroli is good. Let me see. Where is it? It's not Vodnaroli, but I have... Here we go.
Oh, Ferrari, bright Neroli. Yeah,
This is beautiful.
yeah.
Very good stuff.
I don't like Ferrari. Not the fragrances, just the brand, the car brand.
Just
I
the
don't.
car.
No, I don't. I'm not a fan of Ferrari, both in Formula One and in their marketing. The marketing strategies. I think they are great cars, but they are way overpriced. I mean, if you
I
want,
agree. I agree.
if
They're
you
overpriced.
if you want a Formula One car that can run on the streets, just buy a Lamborghini. You have a much better car at the same price. If you want a sport car with the same performance and you want a luxury interior, just buy an Aston Martin for the same price.
Alex hitting us with the car tips. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm a Lamborghini fan over Ferrari.
Yeah, it's Lamborghini. It's the same price, but you have a much better car, much safer car, much more technology, and an overall better performance. And you're just as uncomfortable as into Ferrari.
Exactly. Luxury perfumes, Alex.
Ooh,
Vintage.
yeah, great.
This one's the vintage.
That's the smell of my generation.
That's a great smell, man. I'm a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody wore it because it was extremely available, relatively inexpensive, and also the Chanel is good.
Yeah.
Everybody in my generation has memories of the Noir.
Definitely was what did it come out in 82?
Yes.
Definitely defined the generation. To me, it's timeless, old school powerhouse. It's one of the few 80s colognes I actually really love.
Yeah, but it's nothing like that to paint a picture of the 80s because it was everywhere. It embodies perfectly the vibe
Right.
of and the man of the 80s because everybody wanted to be the man that wore the Noir.
So, Alex, what is your signature scent then? Like, what is your number one perfume?
I don't have a signature scent, but probably what come closer to be my signature is probably Dior Eau Sauvage.
Classic. Classic
Was,
scent.
yeah, it was my dad's signature scent. The first smell I can remember.
Yeah, the nostalgia when it has to do with our family or fathers. Those fragrances always hold near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah, and that's what I will always identify as the scent of a man because it was my dad's scent. So
my dad's signature scent when I was growing up, Alex. You want to know what it was? You're gonna laugh.
Polo green. Oh, Hugo.
The OG. What was this? Boss. Hugo. This is what my dad wore when I was growing up.
Oh, I wore actually in the 80s and Hugo Boss number 1.
I have a bottle somewhere and I can't seem to find it. I wanted to show it to you because it's from the 80s and I don't know where it is. Let me set you down. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to impress you with my old fragrances and I don't know where they are. Here's a throwback for you, Alex. Little gravity.
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 I remember Gravity, yes.
Here's the vintage. This is my vintage, the Dreamer.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, this is my vintage for the Dreamer. This one got shit on. Nobody liked this one.
No, Karl Lagerfeld. Why? Why not? It's
yeah.
Every Karl Lagerfeld, I think it's good. Oh yes, that's the thing.
Right, that's the one.
Do you like it?
I do. It grew on me when I was a kid. It was too much, and as I've gotten older, I can appreciate it more.
Yeah. For me, it was the same. And the first time I smelled it, the original one just came out, and it was a bit too much. And the same goes for Polo Green. Polo Green, I
Polo
wouldn't.
Green, I loved as a kid. I loved the pine,
No,
and it was so woody and beautiful.
no, I love it now more than I loved it as a kid. It was
Yeah,
just too much.
it is. It's very heavy, very pungent, but it's classic. Here's a vintage
Mhm.
Polo
Blue.
Polo Blue.
Blue is great. Blue is great, I think.
Yeah,
And also the new black, the Parfum. I think it's very, very good.
hell yeah.
Not not the eau de parfum, the Parfum, the last that came out. It's a blue or black. Oh, that's
It's
the original one. That's great. That's still the best Polo.
it's timeless. Just one of
Mhm.
those iconic men's fragrances that'll stand the test of time. I put it up there with like Aqua de Gio and Fahrenheit, Cool Water. They're just timeless scents that I
Yeah.
have so many bottles of this, Alex. Yeah, about 200 mLs of.
Yeah.
It's a good room spray.
Cool Water, unfortunately, the reformulation didn't make it justice. I mean, the opening is still there, but the dry down, it had a wonderful woody, musky dry down. Now it's just a mandarin orange synthetic mess.
Yeah,
But the opening is still there. Yeah, that's one that I think it's worth searching for an older bottle. They are not Michael Kors. It's a good one.
this is the OG, and then I have the which I actually love as well. This is the newer formulation of it.
Yeah. And another good American designer fragrance was Cole Haan, the original one.
Yeah.
Very pretty generic fragrance, but it was good. It was pleasant.
It's funny how like the generic or some of the synthetics even they're just good smelling fragrances at the end of the day.
Well, of course, it's generic for a reason because
Right.
it's pleasant to everybody, to almost everybody. But I think every fragrance is pleasant to some nose or another. A fragrance is intended to smell good, so there is no fragrance that actually smells bad. Apart maybe from Invictus, but Invictus is so popular, so it probably smells good for someone, not for me.
Here's one of my favorites.
Lacoste.
Style and Play.
And I never smelled that one.
I think you'd like it a lot. Gotta have the backup. It's too good.
I will try that.
Thanks for letting me show you some of my fragrances in my collection, Alex. I appreciate it.
Ah.
I hope
Yeah, I didn't imagine you had so much fragrances.
Alex, I've been in this game since I was 18. I'm 30 now. I've been in this fragrance community a very, very, very long time.
Yes, I know.
It's
Ferragamo is something difficult. I mean, to me, coffee is a very difficult note in fragrance.
It's one of my favorite notes.
Yes, but you know how we doing coffee in Italy.
Of course, it's a different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different from the Starbucks or the American way to brew coffee. We have those small espresso, which is extremely bitter. And to me, coffee is Mephisto.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I always go back to that scene in The Sopranos where Paulie orders a what is it, a cappuccino, and the Italians are just looking at. That's a great scene.
Yeah, but every country has its own way of brewing coffee.
Right.
We have our mocha, our espresso. You have your home brewing, the
Mhm.
filter one, or you have the Starbucks pints, because I mean, this is the size of a Starbucks. Coffee or Turkey, they have the sort of decanted coffee.
I like the French press.
Yeah.
Where is your French press, huh?
That's right there. Oh, you have it in the fridge. I'm sorry.
Oh shit! Oh, never mind. Sorry. You got me. You were talking about coffee, and I was like, you know what? I think we have some coffee.
Oh, that's very good. That's very
Nice
good.
grapefruit.
Yeah. And the one that came before it, the year before, was another extremely good grapefruit. Prada Luna Rossa is very, very good. All the line is very good. I have the black.
I think
I have the carbon, the black. The black is beautiful. That one is beautiful. And
I'll tell you this is the underrated one.
Oh no! Why? Sport is nice. It's a little.
It's a lighter version of black, right?
Yeah, it's a little inspired by Le Male, but it's good.
Right.
And the carbon one, if you like Sauvage, can be a good ukulele.
Little
ukulele. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a fun instrument to play.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan.
I tried it, but I couldn't play it. I bought it one for my daughter when she was 5 or 6 years old. I mean, play with this. This is real. This is a real instrument, not a fake
toy.
kid guitar.
Right.
Harmonic. Oh, that's the new one. It's good. Parfum is good.
I like it a lot, man. It's very, very good in my opinion. I was a big fan.
I have one that it's kind of a guilty pleasure. Code Absolute.
Oh, that's good. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a little too sweet for my taste, but it's good.
What about
Polo Earth, the new one?
Yes.
I heard it's not bad.
All right, here. This is the final test, Alex, and then I'll.
Safari is great.
I knew you'd like it. I'm a fan as well. I'm a big Safari fan.
You should try, if you find an old bottle of Van Cleef & Arpels Tsar. That's another great fougere. Oh, that's the one I was talking about. That's very, very good. That's very good.
Yeah, this is, I think, the best in the blue line at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh God, my cap fell off.
I smelled when was it? Last year, I think, the Eau de Parfum, and it wasn't nothing to write home about, but the Parfum is really much better. It's great improvement.
Have you tried On a Date?
No, I only tried Jazz Club.
I love Jazz Club. Yeah, I have Jazz Club. You'd like At the Barber's, I think.
At the Barber's doesn't on my list, but for now I only have a Jazz Club. I like it. It's not very loud, so it's good for me.
Yeah. Oh, so Alex, it's officially your birthday. Now everyone tells you happy birthday whenever they see you.
Yeah.
How does it feel to actually have your birthday?
Yeah. Actually, that's probably the main reason for tonight's stream. So I can give anybody the occasion to wish me happy birthday at the right time for once.
Did more people wish you happy birthday today or on a random night of the week?
You probably today,
That's
but
good.
I don't mind if they wish me happy birthday every day. It's okay. I mean,
At least they're
sometimes,
thinking about you.
yeah, sometimes I was talking about it yesterday on downstream. Sometimes it seems like I react angrily on something, but people must understand that in Europe we have a different sense of humor. We usually joke with a straight face. So if I say something with a straight face, someone might think I'm serious while I'm.
You know what we call that? You know what I call that, Alex? I call that deadpan. And if your comedic timing is flawless and you say something with a straight face and a very monotone voice, I'll probably laugh my ass off.
Yeah, that's the way we joke. I mean, we are. You in the USA, you are much more transparent than we are. Usually it's easier to tell your mood, your feelings. While we are a little more subtle, we joke with a straight face. Our humor is mostly based on sarcasm, innuendos.
That's my kind of. Well, Alex, you watch my streams. You know I like to make jokes.
Yes, and that's what I like the most about your stream. Apart
you.
from the fact that I always felt welcome, and that's great. But the fact that from our European point of view, it's sometimes difficult to talk to Americans because you have the feeling that you have always to weigh your words. You have to walk on eggshells because you are easily offended by a term we use on a daily basis. But that's not the case on your stream. You can talk like you normally talk. Nobody gets offended. And,
yeah, no. Thick skin. I like to talk shit.
It's not that politically correct craziness that's going on nowadays, and that's something we don't understand. But probably in Europe we have a very different social situation. We don't have some situation; we have other situations, and that's a different point of view of things.
I actually have someone here that wants to say happy birthday to you. Have you heard of Angus Young?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Alex! Happy birthday! I'm on the birthday stream. I'm on the birthday stream. Look, we got some AC/DC.
Yeah, I need that action figure.
Yeah? All right. If I see one, I'll pick one up for you, man. Do you really want one?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Look at that.
It was one of my all-time favorite guitarists. Not probably in the top tier technically, but for the musicality, the power of the riffs. Though
I'm a big AC/DC fan.
Yeah, though all the riffs were probably composed by Malcolm. He is a great stage presence. He was a fun guitarist.
So let me ask you this: Bon Scott or Brian Johnson?
I say Brian Johnson.
I say Bon Scott. Potato, huh? They're both fantastic. However, check this out, Alex.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. AC/DC's over, Alex. That's it. No more.
But Bon Scott and Brian Johnson is like asking Robert Plant or David Coverdale.
Yeah.
You mean they are both great,
they're both fantastic
rock singers. Probably Plant was technically more gifted, but you can take anything off Coverdale.
Yeah, they're both legends, and they both have a phenomenal lineup of songs
Yeah.
and music and albums. I mean, Back in Black, that's such a legendary album.
Yeah.
But nothing beats like, oh man,
Highway to Hell.
TNT, Highway to Hell, The Jack. Oh man, there's so many great songs. But what's
All
cool is,
Rosie.
oh yeah, a whole lot of Roses.
TNT.
Yeah, I'm done. Bam, dynamite. Big fan.
Beating around the bush.
Yes. What was that other song? Nightcrawler. That was a good one.
Yeah. I never asked you, since you play guitar, who has been your favorite guitarist, your inspirations?
Oh, you're gonna cringe.
Oh, why?
James Marshall Hendricks.
Oh, that's clearly an inspiration for everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't like him at first. It grew on me when I understood what he did for the instrument, for the history of the instrument. I mean, he was the first one to, not the first one to use the distortion, but the first one to make it popular,
Right.
make it mainstream. The use of the whammy bar.
Right. This beautiful Fender Stratocaster. Just,
Yeah.
oh man.
The use of the feedback part of the musical vocabulary, the use of the harmonics he did. It's and then all my favorite guitarists owe something to Hendrix, because I mean, my favorite all-time guitarists are Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Rest in peace.
Gary Moore, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Slash.
Yeah, little Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Randy Rhoads, rest in peace.
What about Santana? Do you like that style?
Yeah. I don't dislike Santana. I played some of his songs. I like, it's not one of my all-time favorites. I mean, for me, David Gilmour is above Santana. Like, while I can listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan or Gary Moore all day, or the first two albums of Ozzy Osbourne with Randy Rhoads, I could listen to them all day and learn something new every time. I will listen to Santana gladly, but it's not something I will go back to many times. Though I played Europa or Black Magic Woman, which it was a cover.
That's a great song.
It was not an original Santana song. It was a cover.
Trying to think who else. Eric Clapton, classic. We were talking about that earlier, right?
Yeah, and oddly enough, all this cultural appropriation craziness that's going around these days.
Of course.
Incidentally, nobody mentions Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Mayer. Oh, they all play the blues. And what more than blues is the heritage of the black immigrants, of the black community?
Sure.
So, is it right for white boys to play the blues? Yes. So, is it right for white boys to wear the dreads? Why not?
Listen, I was just wearing dreads on my live a couple days ago. I had a wig on and I had dreadlocks. Listen, music is art and expression, and you shouldn't only one race shouldn't be allowed to have the domain. You know what I mean?
But if they're talking about cultural appropriation, music is art. Art is culture.
Exactly.
And that's cultural appropriation. And I think
B.B. King and Eric Clapton.
I think it's a good thing because it enriches everybody. I mean, if we can take something from the black music and do our own version, and the black community can pick up something from our culture,
exactly,
their own version, both the communities are enriched.
Yeah, I
No.
couldn't agree more. We all have something different to offer.
Yeah.
And it's not to take away from one culture's originality or what their talent or their gifts,
Yeah.
but to come together. Music is like dancing. It's about coming together and celebrating and sharing
Yeah.
with the world. Music's one of my favorite. It is my number one thing in the entire world.
Yeah, but
Is music.
it's also, I mean, it's stupid because you don't take anything from the other people. I mean,
No.
I never heard BB King or Buddy Guy complain about cultural appropriation by Stevie Ray Vaughan or by Eric Clapton.
Or Eric Clapton. No, because they're sitting in the car.
They play together.
Right, they're sitting there on an album cover together, and Eric Clapton and BB King, and you're like, okay. My dad loved the blues. Alex, he was a huge fan of the blues.
I love it too, but I mean, music is art, as I said, is culture, and it doesn't belong to anybody.
Correct.
It belongs to humanity.
Yeah.
To mankind. It belongs to mankind.
Yeah. It belongs to you and me.
Yeah, of course.
Clap Ayrton, exactly, Marcus. Yeah. I enjoyed talking music with you.
Sorry?
I said I enjoyed hanging out with you, Alex. Thank you for having me on, and happy birthday. And I love talking music and guitars. That was really nice.
I love to have you on, as I love to be on your personal stream.
Thank you. You're always welcome.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye out for this.
When I was a kid, I learned how to play like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Ingrid Malmsteen, John Petrucci. Nowadays, I listen to a lot of jazz. I also trained classical music from Manuel Barrueco, Iso-G. Thank you, Marcus. And about Ingrid Malmsteen, I think it's one of the greatest technical players around. And he also owes a lot to Jimi Hendrix, and most of all to Richie Blackmore, because if we didn't have the Purple and Richie Blackmore, we would have no Ingrid Malmsteen nowadays, I think.
Yeah. Marcus, you should come out tonight.
Blackmore is a progenitor of neoclassical metal.
You know what would be cool, Alex, if all the different musicians and singers in the community did a stream together and like performed and did a song or sang and had like a open jam session on a live stream. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, why don't we do it?
I think it'd be great. I love to sing. You know that.
I'm not able to sing, unfortunately, but
you can play guitar. Shit,
Yeah, one of my resolutions for this year was to actively participate in one of your karaokes. Maybe I just can play guitar this time, then I will take some singing classes, and probably I will be able to sing.
Yeah, I'll take some guitar classes, and you take singing classes. We'll start a band.
We can. I can play. You can sing. We can do
exactly.
We can do.
You can take over the world, Alex.
Yeah, we can do all the small things. For example, that's pretty easy.
Absolutely, yeah, Marcus, dude. Let's jam. You don't have to sing. Just play me a melody. Play a song. Yeah. Music is life.
Yeah, of course. That's or we can like I did a collaboration with Martial, we can do a larger collaboration within the fragrance community. Someone can play, someone can sing. We choose a song and we all do a part. I can do the rhythm guitar or the solo. You can sing a verse, someone else can sing the chorus.
Exactly. We could do like a We Are the World kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's we can do it for Christmas or for Easter or for the first day of summer to celebrate.
Oh, that's good. How about one for each season so we have an excuse to keep coming back?
Yeah, theme song for each season. Why not? that will be great. I think that's music is something that transcends everything, every discussion, every field, and it could be a nice thing to bring the community together and cement.
Exactly. Set aside our differences and celebrate.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, don't I don't like this kind of divisions that are
No,
going
it's not.
on.
It's not fun.
No,
It takes away from the entertainment at the end of the day.
Yes, yeah. We all may have different feelings.
Right.
We are different people. We have everybody has this different way of hosting a stream. You have your style. Dan has a style.
Right, and
a
everyone
style.
has a right to run their show the way they seem fit.
Yeah, exactly. For
That's
example,
the beauty of it.
yeah, for example, Dan tries to provide an informative and entertaining format. You are trying to create a kind of family.
Correct.
That's different. That's a different style, but I like them both. I mean, every style has its right to exist and right to
Variety's
be.
the spice of life, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Difference
Yeah.
is the spice.
Well, listen, happy birthday, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I had a great time, man. I'm going to call it a night and probably go to bed early. I had a long day.
Yes, I will probably close the stream pretty soon.
All right.
Yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning here, so.
Oh, it's 8:30 right now over here.
Yeah, but I used to work at night, but so.
Oh yeah, you do the third shift.
For me, it's late afternoon.
That makes sense.
Well,
listen, I had a great time. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
All right, I will catch you on the streams then, Alex. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And shout outs to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Thank you all. Bye, Joy.
Much love. See you later, Alex. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I just wonder, he didn't have.
Oh, thank you, Marcus. Adopt the link if someone else wants to open these last minutes before I close. Thank you. Clap Eric. Oh well, Clapton is not loved by everybody. I can see why I am, but I think he did a lot of great things. I think he's a bit overrated as a guitarist, not as an artist, just as a guitarist. I don't agree with those people who wrote on the London Underground, Clapton is God, for example. I mean, there are superiorly gifted, superiorly talented players in that style. I think Stevie Ray Vaughan was much more talented and unique than Clapton, but you can take away from Clapton that he gave us some of the most iconic guitar playing of all time. If you think of Cream, if you think of Layla, for example, I think is a great figure. It's a great character in the guitar world. Though is not one, will never be one of my favorite guitarists. Even in blues, I rather listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan or to Gary Moore, which was a sort of different kind of blues than the traditional Mississippi blues or Chicago blues. Was an European British version of the blues, which was Gary Moore was also very versatile player. He played almost in an almost metal band. Then he was for a little stint in Thin Lizzy with Phil Lynott, and that was a rock and rock, not even hard rock kind of band. Then he played the blues, then he played pop, then he played some great instrumentals like The Loner. The Loner is a great instrumental song, kind of bluesy, but a little more technical, and uses different scales than the traditional pentatonic. Well, I guess I had a great stream, great guests, and I think we can call it a night. So, thanks to all the guests that decided to show up. Thanks to everyone who watched. Thanks to everyone who interacted with us in the chat. I had a great night. Thank you, everybody, and see you next time. Bye.